Okay, here we are with Moe's and RCF. We're getting right into draft with the first pick, Caitlyn. So, right away looking for some bot lane dominance here from the side of Moe's. Okay, here we are with Moe's and RCF. We're getting right into draft with the first pick, Caitlyn. See, on the side of Moe's, it pretty much just looks like they're banning Comfort away from RCF. And, RCF banning the dreaded Garen. Super, super strong on this patch. Rightfully to be feared. Especially if you're going to pick that Riven. Blind pick Riven is rather bold, so we'll have to see if Moe's has a good counter lined up for it or not, seeing as they left it open.
Alrighty. Now I can actually see everything. Alright, so we have Moe's picking up Caitlyn, and we have RC up with Riven Jin.
I am not.
Really ambitious top lane pick out of RCF there.
Yeah, it's a bold blind pick, and it's is Jin very good into Caitlyn? I'm actually not entirely
Jin
certain.
actually does alright into Caitlyn. As far as range v range, it does fine. Jin, unlike Caitlyn, doesn't have a massive power trough after his first completed item, so he's able to kind of have a stronger mid-game impact than Caitlyn, and frankly, if he stays and keeps getting kills and keeps being ahead of Caitlyn in terms of build and itemization and CS, he's actually going to do a lot more damage across team fights.
If he can stay like half an item or an item ahead, yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Half an item to an item ahead is kind of his goal, but I mean, if he gets more than a full item ahead, he'll just always be doing more damage than Caitlyn in fights, and he'll just be more useful. That is if they can protect him, though, because we do see a Gragas Yasuo Wombo combo.
Yeah, that is rough. They're going to pick the Azir into that. I don't like that at all.
Azir's... I like the ability of Azir to push people away, but it's not going to do much against a Gragas Yasuo. If Gragas gets the knockup or Yasuo gets the knockup, the Azir soldiers aren't going to do much. As the second ban phase, though.
The thing with the Gragas Yasuo, right, is they have the ranged engage, so maybe you're just dead by the time they just engage on you from 1,000 range before you can try to push them off.
They do have the ranged engage, and we do have the Azir shifting sands. He could always try to Shurima shuffle out, or Shurima shuffle to a distance that the Yasuo can't cast his R. I feel like the Azir is just a defensive pick. It's less about being able to be aggressive and more about if my team gets ahead, we can siege, and if I get dove on, I can just hit. Hit R.
Azir has a decent lane phase into the Yasuo, which we can pretty much safely assume is going mid, since we already see the AD carry from, and Yasuo top's pretty questionable. I'm also being told, I'm also being told that the Riven is actually Echo, so they do have that flex pick going on there.
Okay, yeah.
With the jungle,
I would say that the Echo is the jungler, because Echo top lane, although decent, not really anything that should be blind picked or is really any form of priority. It doesn't have the highest win rates right now against commonly in top lane.
You're just picking Echo, and you assume it's going to be jungle since they already revealed their mid. But if they get a good matchup and they think it's a good game for it, they could send the Echo top. It's just unlikely.
Heck, they could send the Azir top.
Yeah,
I mean,
they could.
Extremely unlikely, but they could if the Yasuo turns out to be going top lane, because Azir can have a decent laning phase then.
Swain.
That's probably the support. It's a Jin Swain lane. Swain's E, his W, his Q, all those spells make it really easy for Jin to just proc his W and snare the enemy team.
It absolutely has to be Swain support. Swain into a blind pick top lane is very, very dangerous. But if you put him in the support role, you already kind of know your matchup. And Swain has very good anti-engage with his R, just being so tanky and doing all that AoE damage. So if Gragas Yasuo choose to dive on top of his team, he does have a lot of work that he can do there.
Yep, and also the other reason that we can just kind of instinctively know or assume that Swain is the bot lane support choice is because we ban that Morgana. That's that no ban that you see there,
Hmm.
away from the side of Moze. Which they do answer with Zillion, which I actually do like the answer Zillion here, because if you can't stop the damage from coming through and you can't stop the CC from landing, you can at least save or reset yourself via a Zillion ultimate and set
Yeah.
yourself hopefully.
Zillion's very powerful when you have that front line of Gragas Yasuo diving forward. It kind of gives them an immunity button. We will have to see how it performs in lane against Swain, though, because that seems rather dangerous pre-level 6,
Yep, and with
especially.
that last lock Darius there from RCF, we can determine that that is in fact an Echo, is the jungler for this RCF squad. Echo Jungle actually quite strong. I know that what we've been seeing of Echo Jungle in Worlds doesn't show that right now because it has a 0% win rate. But Echo Jungle is actually quite strong right now. It offers a lot in the line of follow-up CC and a lot of zone control when ganking. The main problem is just your laners need to set you up for the gank, which with Azir's Shurima Shuffle, Darius, once he has a Phage, being able to run people down and pull them in, and the Jin Swain CC combo, I do think that that will be possible for the Echo to be very effective.
Yeah, their setup is okay, mid and top, but their bottom lane setup is superb. So I would expect Echo to pretty much just camp that bottom lane if he can help it.
Yeah, it would be nice to see that Echo camp that bottom lane, get this Jin Swain rolling early on in the game. However, I feel like Echo's attention is going to be drawn a lot to the mid lane around level 6, because as we highlighted, Azir is going to be having a really rough matchup if Gragas just camps him constantly. Because once the wall is down, you've lost your deterrent. Once your flash is down, you've lost the ability to dodge. So realistically, it's on about a 2 or 3 gank timer if Azir plays it perfectly. Well, if everybody plays it perfectly, Azir is on a 2 gank timer before that gank succeeds.
Yeah, he can only dodge so many. So I see pretty much two ways Echo plays it out. He either tries to basically trade his mid laner for enemy bottom lane and try to get his a lead and let Azir fall behind, or he tries to kind of split focus, protect that Azir while also seeing if they can't work together to get some control in that bottom side jungle and roam to the bottom lane. For Moze, we're really looking at level 14 for that Ornn. Double Molten Edge on the Caitlyn and Yasuo carries is going to be an incredibly powerful power spike right around that time.
Yeah, the problem is getting to that point, though. I don't like Ornn where he is right now. He's really, really just not great. We saw him once in Worlds, and there was a reason why we only saw him once. And there's a reason why we still only see him once. The only change that has come through since Ornn has been relegated to the worst top laner in the game, the only change that we've seen from him is that they lowered the level at which his upgraded items come in by 1. So instead of level 13, he gets his upgrades at level 12. He still doesn't give his team upgrades until level 14.
No, he does.
Champion
Everything got pushed back by 1 level, actually.
pushed up by 1 level, though.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he can start upgrading his teammates' items 12 and 13, 14, you know.
He can't do it at 12. 12 is when his come in.
Or yeah, sorry, 13, but 13 and 14. Whereas before he had to wait for 13 for his, right? So
yeah, he had to wait until 13 for his. Either way, that 1 level advantage still not enough to really justify Ornn as a champion, especially when you do have. I mean, I know the reason why. The reason why is because it's Ornn and it's a Yasuo knockup. It's a wombo combo. Because if the Gragas misses or the Gragas doesn't hit enough, you get a reset and another try with Ornn. So the idea is very simple. It's hit knockups, and I like that idea. I don't like the Ornn, and I don't understand why Moze banned Malphite, which is the better knockup top laner right now. To me, that just doesn't make sense. But we'll have
maybe they're just more comfortable on Ornn. But the Malphite ban is bad either way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the justification for the Ornn. It's like you could say he's not really a safe blind pick because obviously he's gonna have a really hard time in this Darius lane, but he's gonna have a hard time in a lot of lanes. So you kind of just
He has
pick
a hard
Ornn.
time in any meta lane right now.
Yeah, in most of them, pretty much. You pretty much pick Ornn to take a 20-30 CS deficit and hopefully get like some Molten Edges online and see what he can do. So we're pretty much looking to see Moze make plays around that mid, try to get Caitlyn through that mid game power trough, and then they're going to be a late game powerhouse. We're just going to have to see if they can stand up to the very powerful snowball of pretty much everyone but Azir on this enemy team.
Yep, and that will be an interesting thing to keep track of. Is this power trough and how quickly this Caitlyn gets out? If the Caitlyn gets shut down early by this Echo, Caitlyn could be not doing damage until 35 minutes into the game. And if that's the case, I feel like Moze most definitely will lose this game.
Yeah, they're going to have a very rough time. Unless Caitlyn's deficit is at a trade for the Yasuo being incredibly fed or something like that. But even then, it's going to be hard for Yasuo to just solo carry a fight against that Azir. And that Darius. Darius actually does pretty well into Yasuo.
Yeah, the problem for this Yasuo is that there's so much that if he doesn't burst so many of them initially with his ultimate and with a wombo combo, that the answer from RCF is just going to be too large, and Moze won't be able to cut through.
Yeah. I think these are two pretty interesting drafts, pretty interesting matchups, so we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yep, two very similar styles. We'll just have to see which team is able to execute it better. Will it be Moze wombo combo, or will it be RCF's 5v5 team fight answer? Welcome back, everybody. If you are just joining us in the game of Moe's versus RCF, we had some slight issues with the stream. So we are starting a little bit early into the game, and unfortunately, we did miss the level 1 shenanigans where RCF was able to get a kill on Moe's top laner. They just kind of walked in as 5 into the jungle and killed him.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Azir is not going to mind an extra Doran's Ring in that inventory.
Oh, I think he's going to love that extra ring.
Makes him far less vulnerable to the all-in from Yasuo.
Yeah, it means that he'll actually be able to trade with Yasuo here at these early levels much more effectively, and much more likely to run out of mana in this lane.
Yeah.
However,
it feels bad for Yasuo. He also, you see the Yasuo went fleet footwork. He is expecting to get poked in this lane.
Yeah,
so.
He's kind of expecting to just survive the early bits of this.
Yeah.
Which I definitely don't think that that's a wrong line of thinking whatsoever.
I'm perfectly fine with fleet footwork.
Absolutely. However, we did see here the junglers both had their standard start. They started their buffs that were on the bot side of the map, and they are transitioning, or at least the Echo is transitioning to invade. He's probably going to get a 3-buff start here, although that is warded, so we'll have to see if there is a response from Moe's.
Yeah, we could very well see XT try to answer by just going up there with his Yasuo. However, neither of their lanes will really have priorities. Yeah, he's all the way down in the Krugs.
The Yasuo might be able to answer. The problem with the lulls is that he is stuck at less than half health, so he can't answer right now. This Echo is going to get the 3-buff start and is going to clear this blue side, and Gragas, he's going to come up into their blue side only to find a Gromp there waiting for him.
I would hope XT has the presence of mind. Oh, I don't know. I was hoping he would just go to his jungle.
Yeah, we have Delal's, however, on Shady Gecko here, but he's going to be able to just pop the Chrono Shift and get away just fine.
Yep. Echo, slippery as always.
Yeah, he's a very slippery bastard, especially when he's up against an extremely slow and low mobility champion like Ornn.
Yeah, you're never really going to hit an Ornn E on him.
However, on the bot side, Jhin, though, he's going to be taken down by Solbert. He was flash double bombed by the Zillion, and Caitlyn flashed forward to take that kill, so Jhin disrespecting the Caitlyn early on.
Yeah, maybe that's just what happens when you let Mowgli, by far his best champion in the Zillion.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if they get punished for not banning that. Oh, Caitlyn.
Yeah, and on the top side, too, we just have trades happening all across the map. The Darius, though, is going to be able to take down the Ornn. Ornn dying for the second time. Darius got that 5 bleed stack off on the Ornn. And the Ornn, much like we were kind of saying that we hoped he wouldn't do in our brief intermission break, he is trying to trade with a Darius.
Yeah, I did say I would have liked him to take Spellbook because, well, with Grasp, you still don't win the trades against Darius. You are still going to get smacked around. So you'd rather have the utility of the Spellbook, and even the Biscuits and the Time Warp Tonic would be very, very nice here for him.
Yeah, and honestly, just about anything other than Grasp, because even though you are going to get that heal proc, in the mid lane, however, oh my goodness, just so much disrespect happening on the side of Moe's here as Yasuo dashes into an Azir. And Azir just shifts the sands and pokes him down with soldiers. Just so many early kills happening this game. Almost like neither team is really expecting the other's damage and is just disrespecting the champions that have been picked.
Yeah.
All right, as we now check in with the map here, Azir at 2-0, going to be able to back and get that lost chapter. He's going to feel great.
Yeah, that just means free farm forever from Azir and free poke as well.
He's going to be going onto the Ornn here. That is going to be 1, 2, 5 stacks, and Ornn is dropped for the 3rd time this game. Darius being gifted that kill by his jungler. He is feeling fantastic, as if he backs, he's going to get that phage, and he will be just about unstoppable in this lane.
Well, it's on this Caitlyn now to stop this Darius, because Yasuo cannot really do it. So it's pretty much on the Caitlyn and the Zillion to try to stop him in these team fights. It's gonna be hard if he keeps expanding this lead.
Yeah, that's a scary prospect to hear as Caitlyn when you hear, hey, I know you have a mid-game power trough, but I need you to kill this mid.
Darius is your problem, by the way.
Yeah. I need you to kill this mid-game power spiking champion when you have a mid-game power trough. No pressure though. So that's always a feels good.
Yeah, we said we pretty much wanted Moe's to come into their power trough about even. Ooh. And if they could. Oh.
Another disrespect on the bottom side there. Zilean, he was getting poked out by this Swain. This Swain just does massive amounts of damage early, and he has a lot of CC, and you have to respect that. Zilean was trying to step up, kind of repeat the play that they had earlier on the Jhin, but this time Swain was ready for it, and he was positioned further up, and he was just able to grab the Zilean and just yank him into that Jhin 4th shot. And here it comes again, the Caitlyn having to blow the heal, the Ignite also blown by the Swain. Nothing's going to come of it, but definitely coming out ahead will be the side of RCF forcing that heal.
Yeah, and on that play from the Zilean, you have to ask...
Meanwhile, Shurima shuffle in the mid lane. As Yasuo, he's going to be dropped very low. He almost goes down. There's just so much play. There's just so many big plays happening all the time. As Echo here now, he's going to be trying to get this kill onto the Yasuo. Throws the Time Winder in the wrong direction, so nothing will probably come of it.
In my opinion, I think we're already seeing some discomfort from Washed Up Riven on this Yasuo. You can see he doesn't actually win while the Shuriman shuffle, even though it's super telegraphed. That should be an expected mechanic from a good Yasuo in this matchup, is that he can win while that Shuriman shuffle, which pretty much stops the wall dead in his tracks.
He's actually going to have to flash, and the Shifting Sands are going to pick him up anyway. He is just trying to fight at such low health bars against this champion that can deal such high amounts of damage if you get close to him. And that's really the downside of this lane here. Meanwhile, Echo is now also just kicking this Gragas out of his jungle, making sure that he can't do blue buff, and his Azir is here to back him up.
Man, you have to feel for XT here. He gets triple buffed because his team has no lane priority on the top side. And now his team is just getting destroyed in both solo lanes. And you have to ask, what is he to do? And his Yasuo is feeding. Where's the follow-up damage on his engages? His Ornn is feeding. That level 14 is looking really far away right now.
Meanwhile, though, in the bot side, we do have the Zilean going to have to pop the Resurrection, and he is going to get it. The Caitlyn was dropped to no health. They're going to probably be able to walk away. However, Zilean does get rooted. This is probably going to be him dying. As he flashes away, he's trying to escape, and for now, they'll let him be. As in the jungle, though, Echo has, once again, he found that Gragas. Gragas was trying to take that blue buff, very greedy. He's dropping to about 100 health. Echo throws the Time Winder, not going to be able to get it. Flashes, and his E and Chrono Break will pick up the kill. However, Yasuo will be able to trade it back using his Ignite. Wow, and all in the end, it will be a 1-for-1 trade in the top side. And that was just a lot of League of Legends happening all across the map.
Well, you have to say, any one for one when you're this behind is good for Moe's. When you scale this well and you're behind, so you'll take what you can get.
Yeah, it is nice to be going 1-for-1 here. However, it doesn't feel great. The fact that this Gragas still isn't getting resources, this Gragas still doesn't have ult. He is the only person in this game that still doesn't have ult. Which meant that Yasuo actually left the blue buff for him after he had started it, because it was going to get his jungler to level 6. Meanwhile, topside though, Darius is going to get that 5 bleed proc.
What are you doing, Ornn?
That Ornn's so low. The flash, it won't matter. That was stupid. Ornn being dropped.
You just need to flash instantly. You find yourself out of position like that.
Yep, you just hit the flash E and hope that he doesn't also get in range and pull you back. Because that was just, you are letting Darius 5-stack you over and over again. You are the losing matchup. You are already 0-5. You have no business pushing this lane at any point.
Darius is sitting on 4 plates worth of gold and 4 kills. He is absolutely just disgustingly fed this game. It's going to be so hard to stop them for this Caitlyn that doesn't even really have a lead. Just a kill. It's not enough.
Just a kill on the Caitlyn, and actually the 2 assists bring the lane within 300 gold, so only the difference of a dagger between these ADCs.
Yeah, and that's not enough because as we were talking about, Jhin is better on those 1 and 2 items. Caitlyn really needs 3 items to come online.
Wayne, he is going to have to pop the ult and the stopwatch here to try and survive. He will for now. He will actually grab the Gragas and pull him. The Gragas now going to be stopwatching. XT though, you're really far up. Will he be able to survive? He will for now, but not before the Darius flashes in and picks up the kill. The Resurrect going to be going down onto the Gragas, but that won't be helping you, sir. You are dead. Say it, going to pick up that kill.
Yep, Darius is asserting his dominance in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, Darius using that TP, spreading his lead around. RCF is feeling great. They're calling down the Herald. Will it pop in time? And it will just in time.
He can't stop that.
The Orange Horn comes down.
Oh, shutdown.
Trade the Darius. He will get that kill, but the Rift Herald charge is used. So
that is 800 gold into the pocket of Ornn. I think he'll take that, to be honest. He'll take anything at this.
But unfortunately, he's so far down. That 800 gold probably won't even be noticed.
Yeah, he's still, even with an 800 gold injection, he does not have Sunfire Cape.
Nope, he only has his Ninja Tabby, which will help him a little bit in this lane. I mean, it will negate 12% of that auto attack damage, but it won't negate that Conqueror True damage. It won't negate that bleed damage. And that's what makes Darius' ult hurt so much, though. As the Yasuo finding Echo in his jungle, going to be burning the Ignite. Echo's already popped his ult. Yasuo, he's dropping him pretty low. He's trying to dash. He's trying to make it happen. But the Blast Cone from the Echo going to be saving him. Ult from the Darius. Yasuo ticking so low. He is going to be dropped by Royal Moon, just barely picking up that kill, even though that was a nice attempt with his fleet footwork on those Raptors.
Yeah, looks like Washed Up Riven is getting desperate here. He realizes his team is falling pretty far behind. So I think he's just trying to make some sort of play to get himself any sort of lead in this game, but it's just looking pretty doomed for the side of Moze, if we're being honest.
Yeah, he seems to be getting a little desperate, doesn't he?
Yeah. Red team can find any sort of plausible way to snowball this game, of which they have many.
And
this game could very well be over right now.
The Ornn, though, is actually finally doing the correct thing. Oh, as he did fail the Shurima Shuffle on this Azir, this is probably going to be him dropping, and it will. The Caitlyn picking up that shutdown. Unable to properly use the Shurima Shuffle is the Azir, and he will be dropped.
That's massive for Moze.
Double bomb.
It's a huge gold injection to push Caitlyn through that mid-game power trap that we keep talking about. It's just so important for them, so we got to keep harping on it.
Yeah, Dele just dashed in.
No, that is not.
That's 5 stack. The Ornn Horn is going to be called. However, he's going to be dropping lower and lower, but the turret might... No, it will not quite save him. Royal Moon picking up yet another kill here. That's not what you want to see.
You can never E forward into that Darius. That is just not...
No, that was just...
Simply not... Absolute disrespect for a game that you would think would breed some respect for the Darius at this point with 7 kills.
See, Ornn is making that really dumb mistake that a lot of players make. He's greeting for CS. He was using that E to pick up those 2 CS that were like at 1 point of health. Although I'll have to finish that because we do have an engage here. The Swain ult has been popped. The Caitlyn ult has been popped. We have the Jhin trying to fire shots. It looks like everybody's going to be able to walk away from this one. A really solid engage from the side of Moze. They found a double bomb from the Zilean. Just unfortunate they were unable to kind of follow through and finish anything off because too many members of RCF were able to collapse. But yeah, the situation is that Ornn is... he's greeting for CS that he can't get. He's just trying to accumulate a bunch of gold on CS, and in reality, Ornn just needs to understand that he's a losing matchup, and to just take the CS deficit set under turret. I thought he was actually starting to play it right until he did that dash in. He was just sitting under turret, letting Darius push him in, stopping the minions from hitting the turret, but still being in turret aggro range.
Yep.
And just
like I said in Champion Select, when you pick that Ornn, you pick it to scale, and you expect to have a 20 to 30 CS deficit. That's just how the champion works. But the sad part is, Roman's not even CSing very well. So if the Ornn just wasn't killing himself, he might actually be close to even in CS, to be honest, if he just had that time on the map.
Yeah, he might actually be able to come kind of close. The Darius is poking in favor of CSing right now because he knows that this Ornn is going to trade with him. And he knows that he wins every single trade. So he knows that will lead to kills. So he's not worried about CSing right now, which is, you know, that's an unfortunate reality that I think Moze needs to face moving forward in this series.
And, well, we see Red Team does have a Mountain Dragon now, which we were speaking about snowballing tools earlier, and Mountain Dragon is certainly one of them. That Azir...
really great for those.
Yeah, Azir shreds a Baron, especially with that Mountain Dragon. You could honestly see them go for a 20-minute Baron with a 2-item Azir. It's very plausible.
You might actually be able to see that. I think... Okay, Zilean was trying to find something on the Echo, but he isn't able to. But wow, that Zilean damage is quite a lot from that single bomb. That Echo, really not tanky at all. I mean, he's not going tank. He's going for a full burst damage type of build. He's currently working on his Proto Belt. He's going to hurt a lot when he gets that, but this Zilean is actually kind of doing work because most of the itemization from RCF is armor, if anything. Nobody has really any armor or MR on this team.
Yeah, RCF is going a little bit slow for my liking here. They're really not utilizing their lead as you would like to see them do. They're finally getting into some more acceptable lane positions here. Putting that Azir bottom, which is a little bit dangerous versus that Yasuo Gragas. I would honestly rather maybe see the Jhin Swain down there, but having the Swain mid for the pick potential is really nice, so you could argue both ways safe. As long as the Azir plays safe, it should be fine.
Yeah, I feel like they're just trying to execute a 1-3-1 here or a 1-4. And that is what it looks like it's going to be. Darius is walking towards the bottom lane, Azir towards the top. Everybody else is kind of hovering mid. But however, that's going to be very difficult with this 4-man here. The Swain going to have to flash, the Jhin blocking the Caitlyn ult, so no kill is going to come from it. But they did force the Swain flash, and that's pretty critical because Swain no longer has that to escape. And also they have a man advantage in the mid lane, which means that this Darius split pushing not the smartest idea as 5-man siege the outer turret and take it.
In a Ram, they choose to ignore top and bottom lane in favor of taking mid turret, which I'd say is fine. Opening up the map for Moze here is pretty important. Evening out that mid turret difference, it's pretty huge. It's going to allow them to actually vision control and contest this Baron much easier.
Yeah, it was honestly the only lane that was in position to punish them was top lane, but since nobody was top lane to continue shoving that in, it was really safe for them to just go ahead and commit 5-man mid because, as you see, Darius, who was bot side, didn't even get damage on the turret.
Yep, Darius was pretty much just coming into lane as they were going for that group mid, and the top wave was going to take about 45 more seconds to push in with no help from an enemy champion, so they pretty much lost nothing.
Yeah, they really did lose about nothing. However, on the counter side, Swain going to be popping his ult, trying to find something. Darius is here. Darius ult, 1 kill. That's 2 kills to the Darius. Darius is flashing across the wall. He's got 3. He's dunked to the Caitlyn. That's 3 to the Darius. That is going to be a wipe. Only Ornn, the lone man, stands. Jhin is poking him down. Echo onto the turret now. Will this be a 19-minute ace? It will.
An 19-minute ace and a 20-minute Baron.
Yeah,
what I hope to see.
They may also just decide to take this inhibitor here. I do think that the Baron would be better. However, since they are escorting the minions, it looks like they're going to be staying here for the inhib.
The Baron is 100% better. You have a very strong split pusher in the Darius here. No one can come even close to standing up to him. So if you put him in the side lane with that Baron, you could just end the game off of that alone. While Moze is still waiting for items to come online.
Yeah, Moze not having really any items. Also, they've been keeping that Ornn down. Ornn hasn't even hit the point of the game where he gets his own upgrades.
Yeah, he doesn't even have that Forge Fire cape.
Yeah, even once he does, he still will only get one item because he's still building towards that second
Frozen
item.
Heart?
Yeah, it looks like that.
That's wrong. Wait, you can't build that on Ornn. You have to go the Iceborne Gauntlet.
Yeah, you go the Gauntlet. That's
You have to build your item upgrades on Ornn, otherwise what are you picking the champion for? It's so many free stats.
Yeah. Well, in a mage matchup, you end up building your second upgraded item third because you have to build another MR item in lieu of another upgrade item. But yeah,
It depends on the matchup, yeah. But you still have the Abyssal Mask.
However, Swain though, he just gets popped. Complete disrespect. He walked into the pit alone against 5.
Trying to vision control on the opposite side, or trying to zone on the opposite side of his team. Yeah. Just walking into Baron against, hey, it's still a Yasuo comp. They will kill you.
Yeah. The good news is, though, is they didn't commit a lot of resources for it. They committed the Ornn Horn and the Yasuo ult. So this lets RCF just kind of go, hey, we can start the Baron. They don't have a wombo combo to take us out.
Yeah. He also is a low cooldown at this point, but not low enough quite yet. He's going to need that level 16 to really put it on that, 20 or so second cooldown.
Yeah, they're doing the Baron dance here. Lots of vision trading back and forth.
Look at mid lane for Moze, though. Someone has to stop that.
Moze is going to have to answer. They're sending Ornn and Zilean back. Arguably the two worst people to send back here, along with Yasuo.
I say Ornn is correct. Ornn has TP, and Ornn is actually really good at clearing super minions. His W does massive chunks of their health.
Yeah,
and Yasuo, the Baron's just gone.
Zilean is not the person to send.
No, you cannot send Zilean and Yasuo. You send Ornn and Ornn alone. That's all you need.
Yeah. However, the TP from Ornn, it is going to be late.
This Baron's just gone
behind as well, so they're actually going to look for him just a little bit. They're not going to find him, and they're all just going to back reset. Now, hopefully, they don't just go back to mid. While Azir and Swain are taking this Drake, I would really like for them to just go to the 2 lanes that aren't dead and have your Echo kind of float and Baron up the mid minions so that they have to keep answering it.
I say you group bottom and you send Darius top. And then you just shove and you pressure. No one can stop this Darius. He is 3 full items, absolutely disgustingly fed right now. And you really have to question the macro play for Moze there. What are they doing sending 3 of their members back at once when they know Baron is the threat right now?
Yep, they know Baron is the threat. They have a Zilean who has ult and he backs. That's not smart. It means that your team fight is an instant loss because you're so far down. You need that revive on your only bright star, which is Caitlyn.
Yeah, you have Zilean with his R. You have Yasuo, who goes back to not even buy a finished item. If you're not finishing IE, it's really not worth the back if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not like Ornn is waiting on him to upgrade. He still hasn't even reached the level that he gets his own. He's still only level 11.
RCF not really doing what we wanted to see them do here. They're grouping bottom and they have the Echo mid, but you don't need anyone mid. That's the...
I understand the premise behind the Echo mid. Hold that thought.
I think it was fine until now.
Down, yeah. The reason why you would do it is to keep the Baroned up minions coming in, and because it's an easier rotation. If a 5v5 breaks out, I just don't like the fact that he was pushed up and they didn't have the vision set up to cover somebody coming straight out of base and behind him.
Well, he pushes the wave, right, to accelerate the minion wave into the enemy base. And then what? He walks up to where the next wave is going to be meeting at the enemy inhibitor, and you cannot be that far up. So you just let the super minions push in by itself. And really, if they wanted to do that with the Echo split, they should have done Darius and Echo split, and then you send the 3 of Azir, Swain, Jhin to a lane, and you make sure that they play around that Yasuo Gragas engage. Just stay around the zones.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yasuo, though, has finished his Infinity Edge. Caitlyn has an Executioner's Calling. I can understand why, because you have a Darius. The problem is the Executioner's Calling just slowed down that trough a little bit more because
800 gold down the drain before she hits 3 items, yeah.
Exactly. You've slowed it down just that much more. Honestly, though, couldn't neglect the Executioner's Calling because they have to kill the Darius.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the right call, it just feels bad.
It's just feels bad.
When they have Darius and Echo and Swain, it's a pretty good buy.
Darius, meanwhile, he's going to pull the Yasuo. Yasuo, what were you doing? He's going to be going into the Resurrection. The Orin Horn is called. A knockup is landed on the Azir, who does pop his barrier, but he will drop. However, the Gragas and Yasuo are the trade.
Where's the Yasuo are?
Backline, and Orin just took like 900 damage from Darius ult.
Yeah, he had Conqueror fully stacked. It's just and so much damage.
Conqueror and his bleed fully stacked.
Yep.
Absolutely. Just that's scary. When you're a tank and you take that much damage from one ability, that hurts.
We can see Caitlyn starting to come online. She's doing a lot of damage. Oh, he just barely survives it.
Yeah, however, bye, Swain.
Disrespecting the RFC range, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely disrespecting RFC. Just sat there and let Solberg just auto him.
Yeah.
Like, why? You're at 200 health. That's Caitlyn.
You're at 200 health. You're Swain. You're not gonna finish off that inhibitor by yourself, buddy. Just leave.
Even a power trough 80 carry, even an 80 carry as far behind as Caitlyn, can still do 200 damage in one auto attack. That was just the ultimate disrespect.
And Caitlyn's on the rising curve of that trough right now. She has her second Zeal, so she does have a lot of that attack speed. She's going to be pumping out headshots.
That's the Runans. That's 3 items.
I like the Runans here.
Needs it. Only one putting out damage on the team.
Yeah, it's going to give her the most raw DPS for her power. She's not really trying to poke, to be honest. She's going to get very punished for poking, in fact, against the Swain Azir Jhin. It's going to be kind of hard to step up for it. So
and
she just opts for the
flash.
Yeah, the raw teamfight damage is what she opts for, and I respect it. Although, you could make a very good argument for Phantom Dancer.
Yeah. The only way that Moze wins a fight now is they have to front to back, so Caitlyn going Runans is their best option. Because Yasuo, and that's really unfortunate for Yasuo, because Yasuo has one thing that he can do, and that's dive. Because his ultimate will just take him back. However, though, 2v1ing the Darius is this Caitlyn and this Ornn. The Ornn Horn is called. The knockup is going to land. Darius, the shutdown. Unfortunately, it's going to Ornn instead of the Caitlyn. That feels bad. Jhin going to be dropped by the Zillion, though. They're currently winning a fight. It's 2-0 so far. Make that 3 as the double kill comes through for the Zillion. Wow, actually,
Suddenly, Moze is in position to win this game.
Yes, well, maybe not win, but hold out. They're definitely stalling appropriately now.
Well,
they have to wait for their 2 inhibs to come back. One of which
is 2 items on Yasuo, 3 items on Caitlyn, 1 Molten Edge online. They're getting really, really close to their massive power spikes, and the gold lead is closing. If you consider those Ornn upgrades, Moze isn't that far behind.
I would still put them 2 or 3k behind.
Yeah, they are.
And that's oh, Echo should have finished that kill, but that's besides the point. Darius is going to finish a kill, and it will be on the Zillion. Zillion going to be dropping. Moze so low, I feel like this should just be an immediate turn onto the Baron.
Yeah, it should be Baron.
And they are actually going to get that communicated, so 2 mountains and an Infernal. You had no reason to do that, using that sight cone. However, they are on the Baron here. It should be burning very, very quickly.
Yeah, Azir has death cap. He just does so much damage at this point.
Baron is dropped. It goes to the side of RCF. RCF back in the driver's seat for the time being. Still holding every single Drake in the game. Still controlling the Baron pit. Still controlling the vision. They still have Moze pressed down with 2 inhibitors. So this should be, honestly, they should 5-man group bot and get that 3rd inhibitor.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is just the smartest thing to do here.
You see Talus sitting in the lane, watching his Caitlyn farm. He is just trying to soak as much XP as he can to get that level 4 for another upgrade for his teammates.
Yeah, he would like that. He's sitting right next to that there, Yasuo. He's going, I got you, buddy. The second I hit level 14, man, it's all you, I promise. It's
Yasuo certainly flaming him for not giving him the upgrade first. After all, he He is the carry. This is a Yasuo comp. But
Yes, it's a knockup.
Caitlyn performing better than him, so she gets the Molten Edge.
Caitlyn also has more gold than him, so
Yeah.
needs to be power spiked. 2,000
Really.
gold ahead of the Yasuo. Needs that gold. Needs that invisible gold value from the upgraded item.
Yeah.
Both teams looking for something here. Very minor trade damage going back and forth. However, Darius does find a pull. Does poke the Yasuo down about a quarter of his health, but not much else going to be able to come from it. But they are doing what we said. They do have this 5-man group bot going.
Yeah.
And they are just kind of shepherding these minions in. The one downside being, of course, the Caitlyn trap line does help dissuade them from being able to walk into the base.
Second Molten Edge.
The Ornhorn is going to
Yasuo.
actually. Okay. I don't know about that one, buddy.
I guess Dallas just decides that's not going to work, so...
Yeah, especially because Shady Gecko, meanwhile, did escort 2
that should be the game.
And drop all of those turrets. That's an exposed Nexus. However, he will be trading his life for it.
Don't Yasuo ult there. No, now the game is certainly over.
Well, yep, and that is the second Nexus turret dropping. They're padding the KDAs for fun, pulling the Ornn back out of the fountain. One last death for him. Maybe it'll be another one on the Yasuo. Yasuo trying to make something happen. That is going to be the Zhonya's popped, but he will drop the triple kill to the Azir and the
He misses the EQ flash by about a full second. Don't give this man Yasuo again, please. My eyeballs.
My eyeballs can't take this. Yo, that second Molten Edge though, if he had gotten that first, he would have done so much better.
Yeah, certainly. Or maybe if he wasn't 0-2 versus Azir, he would have done a little bit better.
To be fair though,
alas.
I guarantee he is flaming his Ornn. Because I guarantee it was Ornn's fault for dying early and giving his laner a kill.
Well, it certainly didn't help, and Ornn, I mean, to be brutally honest, he just ran it down that game. He's trying to trade with Darius off cooldown for no reason. You just don't win a trade under any circumstance. And then he builds the Frozen Heart when you're Ornn. You need those resistances, and he could either go the Gauntlet or he could go Abyssal Mask, which is what I would opt for the magic resist against that pretty strong Azir and Echo.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot to take away for Moze here. That's the good news, is that there is a lot to take away from this game that you can see very obviously. That you can try to change between this game and the next to try to change up what happens here. Because I feel like Moze lost in draft. They picked a lot of stuff that power troughs for too long, and then they inted to RCF and let RCF get their snowball rolling really early.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you clean up those draft mistakes, because obviously that style of play didn't work, I feel like they have a much better chance in game 2. And I think with that, as long as there's nothing else from my fellow caster, I think we will see you all in game 2. Welcome back, everybody, to the second game, RCF versus Moe's. We have swapped sides, and we are into the pro draft. We see a Garen ban on the side of RCF.
RCF sticking to their guns with that Garen ban. They say that champ is too OP. We don't want to even try to play against that.
I mean, he got buffed a significant amount to where he is just a literal no skill champion, and
he is unironically very strong, but he still does have counters for sure. Maybe they just don't have them ready, so they just ban it, which is, I mean, better that than a little bit of arrogance.
They would just rather not, because even if you have a counter in lane, true damage ultimate Garen against your ADC never feels good.
Yeah, he'll still have some level of effectiveness, so they just don't want it on the table. And, better that than get cocky with a counter pick, so I'm fine with it.
But we do see RCF and Moe's making adaptations. Moe's has banned that Azir. They must have felt like it was a serious problem. RCF, meanwhile, did ban that Zillion, which I think is really smart, because that Zillion was honestly the only thing that was causing them a lot of problems.
Well, Zillion it's Mowgli the Cat's most played champion by far. So I don't see why you wouldn't take it off the table for him. And knowing Washed Up Riven, they take Azir off the table because, quote him, probably that champion's broken or something like that. So
since he does unfair amounts of damage, it's an uninteractive champion.
Since he had to lane against it, it is broken.
Yeah, pick from a list and take it. But we do see RCF first pick that Jarvan. Love that pick.
First pick, the team fight engage.
Jarvan is the best jungler in the game right now.
Yeah, he's certainly
Echo
up there.
Is strong. Jarvan
always
is strong.
Solid. And Renekton for Moe's flex pick between their mid and top already, getting Dallas maybe on something more comfortable than that Ornn, which is really nice. And they choose to counter the Jarvan with what is probably a Skarner. Yeah, it is a Skarner.
Yeah, it is a Skarner. The NA Jungle Classic.
NA Jungle Classic,
Most other regions won't play Skarner right now. I do like Skarner as a champion. I think that it offers good engage. However, this early in the draft from Moe's does give RCF a lot of chance to counter it. You do have things like the Morgana still available. Really hard to spear and suppress somebody if there's a Morgana that just spell shields them. And with the Caitlyn lock, we may see the Morgana here, and it might be a Caitlyn Morgana.
Yeah, I'd really like Caitlyn Morgana here, to be honest. Is really good at shutting down the Skarner. And even those binds and that R key is really good at shutting down the Renekton as well.
Yep, if the Renekton comes running in, he cries himself to sleep. Meanwhile, the Malphite, the thing that Moe's was so afraid of that they banned last game, RCF does go ahead and last pick. I disagree. I still think Morgana is a lot better lock here, because you see a Skarner and the Morgana is literally, it makes it to where in team fights, you don't even need your solo laners or ADC to have built QSS.
So you're basically you're deciding, do you want Malphite or Morgana? Because you assume that Moe's is going to ban the other in second phase if you don't pick it.
And I would have taken the Morgana. Yeah. In 10 out of 10 drafts, I would have taken Morgana, because
there's the Morgana ban. Yeah.
Yep.
You take the Malphite instead of the Morgana. So what does that do for you? It basically, it's like
you get more wombos in your combos.
Yeah, it's comfortable probably for their top laner into Renekton, so they know it's a matchup that he can play out, even though it's still Renekton favored. But I mean, there's just a bunch of other champions you can pick into Renekton to do the same job as Malphite, so I don't see why you don't pick Morgana, because no one can do the same job as Morgana.
Wombos on combos, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, pretty much. We might be seeing a big press R coming out from RCF. Also, actually, let me look at the OPGG. I nearly disrespected the AP Malphite jungle, which is what it could be.
Well, that would be interesting, since they still have that Jarvan. They would have to send the Jarvan top lane at that point.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a strange flex.
We do have a no ban from Moe's, but we are told in the League of Legends chat that ban is a Victor. So Morgana Victor from Moe's here. The Morgana ban, obvious. I like it. It needed to be banned. The Victor is pretty strong right now on the current patch with his buffs. I do think that it's worth a ban if you're not prepared to counter it. But I do still think that he has a lot of counters, and I don't think that any of them have been banned.
Yeah, to me, it's just they're just banning another comfortable and scaling option from the enemy mid laner, is what it seems to be. They already got rid of the Azir and the Vladimir, and now they get rid of the Victor, take it off the table, and they're gonna blind pick that Akali, which Still does have flexibility with the Renekton. You could send either of them top or mid.
Yeah, but it will
Oh, they
instead
go
be
for the
the Jinx
Jinx.
lock-in, which I think is smarter. You know that the Caitlyn is there. Now, Jinx being the ADC when Kai'Sa is up, I'm not so sure about. Kai'Sa has a better matchup into Caitlyn. Kai'Sa, I think, works far better with Nautilus.
She's really good with Nautilus, yeah.
She is fantastic with Nautilus, and it was available, so I'm not sure why they didn't pick it. But we do see the Swain being locked in from RCF, so they are going to be bringing that back as the support.
Yeah,
It did a
another
lot
Swain
of good
support.
things for the early game, so I fully respect.
Yeah, it seemed like Moe's didn't know how to play against it, if we're being fully honest. They were just stepping into ease all day, stepping up further than they wanted to. And yeah, that is a death ball press R comp. If I've ever seen one, Jarvan R, Malphite R, Orianna R, and then a Swain combo to just put the cherry on top.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that Swain's honestly the thing that fits the least in this comp, but he's picked for laning.
I agree. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a press R to win comp out of the top half of the map, and then this is a DPS survive bot lane, which makes perfect sense. The Katarina.
Yeah, that's Washed Up Ribbon's most played mid laner.
Yeah. I could understand the Katarina pick here. The problem is once Orianna hits 6, if Orianna knows how to play this matchup, Katarina does not win.
Orianna doesn't. As soon as Orianna hits level 1, she is smashing that lane if she's playing it properly, if we're being fully honest. She has the range versus melee advantage, she has powerful auto attacks, and she has, like, you know, perfect range and spacing that she can create against that Katarina. We're gonna need to see some ganks from the Skarner and getting this Katarina ahead if we really want to see her function against this team. And
I
even
mean, more
then,
than likely,
and they have a lot of
is just Katarina shoves and roams.
Yeah, look for a 4-man play on bottom or a 3-man play on top. Could look for some pretty easy dives with your Renekton top lane, although it is dangerous once that Malphite is 6.
Yeah, certainly could be quite the interesting team fight coming out here. Moe's has an opportunity to win these fights. The problem is going to be that Skarner's positioning. Skarner has to be able to stop that wombo combo coming through, because if he doesn't, Moe's just loses. I mean, they just do. If RCF initiate and execute their fight properly,
I think Moe's had a winnable draft last game. This game, they got outdrafted even harder, in my opinion. The Katarina pick just doesn't feel like it does anything against such a CC-heavy team and a pretty tanky team as well, if we're being honest. Swain's tanky for his support. Malphite and Jarvan are obviously tanky, and Orianna even has a shield to just, you know, throw on whoever Katarina's trying to reset off of. So it's going to be tough.
Yep. We will certainly have to see how this goes. In the coming fights. But I think we just about dissected this one to death, other than I believe both of our predictions are that RCF probably wins this game.
Yeah, I think we're looking down the barrel of 2-0 here.
All right, well, with that, we'll see everybody when we get into game. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 2. We have loaded onto the Rift RCF on the blue side, Moze on the red side, as we do see Moze stacking up 4-man running along this bottom lane here. Renekton's a little bit slow, so it's 4 for now, but you have to assume they will be joined and be all 5. Trying this cheese path into the jungle. We'll see what
Pinging their
happens.
own Renekton MIA.
All right, here they go. The Nautilus going to be trying to hook the flash from the swing, going to be keeping him safe. But overall, that's a win for Moze. You got the flash.
Yep.
And meanwhile, RCF respecting and abandoning ship on the bottom jungle. Meanwhile, they also are controlling that red buff topside. So it's probably going to be a reverse start.
Yep.
Both junglers
Trading vision and control inside of the jungle. Renekton should go to his lane at some point, I would think.
You would think, but you know, it's okay. He doesn't need to lane.
Oh no. He might
He's
face
playing
check.
Horn game 2. Oh, here comes. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, they know that he warded. But they don't know that there's a Jarvan and a Malphite here. So everybody's just kind of backing off.
Wow, they really back off of that?
I'm surprised as well, and also it is a lane swap. We do have Renekton in the mid and Katarina in the top lane.
I like this. I think Katarina can't play the game against Orianna, and you assume that the Malphite took armor runes and that the Orianna took magic resist runes. So, 2 cases of abuse there on this lane swap.
Abuse. Meanwhile, though, the bot lane, Nautilus does find a really early hook onto this Caitlyn. This Caitlyn took a lot of early damage. So, not too bad. Not too shabby for the side of Moze.
What an interesting jungle fight here.
As we do...
See Jarvan's taking the Krugs.
Jarvan takes the Krugs, and he tries an early gank on the Katarina. Katarina just shouldn't pose away. So she's fine for now.
Jarvan taking Krugs in the same jungle Skirner is taking Raptors. 2 ships passing in the night. But Skirner is none the wiser to his Krugs being gone, so he's going to waste a good chunk of time here.
And although Jarvan was none the wiser to Skarner being on the physical Raptors, he would have been wise due to that nice vision coverage if Skarner was coming towards the Krugs.
If Skarner were to follow him on that level 2 play. So now they know exactly where Skarner is. They know his top side's gone, so they know he's bottom side and clearing that.
Yep. Meanwhile, Katarina doing what we kind of said that Katarina would do against Malphite, just kind of pushing him in over and over again. So there is that.
Yeah, bad wave position for Moze here. They can't really abuse the fact that Swain has no flash when the lane is this far up. It's going to be really difficult for Skarner to gank, especially without that Predator online.
Yeah, no, they really don't actually have a great time here.
Both junglers level 2.
All 4 from both teams, other than the top laners, just kind of chilling in that river there, trying to trade over and fight for this Scuttle Crab, but it will go over to the side of Moze in the end.
Yep, Moze bottom lane had the priority, so...
And they had the priority, they rotated appropriately. So for now, early advantages going the way of Moze as the Nautilus does find another hook. The Flame Chomper is going to be able to lock him down. The Ignite going to be burned down. Swain dropping low. Caitlyn going to be getting a headshot. It won't be enough. First blood goes to the Jinx.
And there's the payoff on the blown flash early game.
Yep, the blown flash early game payoff. Both heals being expended. Both Ignites are now down. So still a slight summoner advantage to the side of Moze in the payment of a flash.
Yeah, well, it's certainly worth it, because Jinx pretty strong when she snowballs, as it turns out. When she gets excited and she gets going in a team fight with an item lead, she's pretty likely to pentakill, so...
Renekton, massive disrespect. That is going to be him dropping to the Orianna. Orianna was trading very effectively with Renekton. Renekton flash ignites in, and he actually flashes in place, so he wastes his flash.
He didn't flash in place, that's a spectator bug.
Well, he flashed, and then he ignited, and Orianna was able to barrier.
Well, he's either
the job.
trolling or he flashed in. Well, he's trolling either way. But he flashed in without any cooldowns, it seems, because he didn't follow it up with an E or a Q or anything. He just flashed in and W'd and ignited and walked away as if that was going to be enough. Which, of course, it is not.
Yeah, it was, oh, that'll be enough. Don't worry about it. So either way, disrespect. The kill does go over to the Orianna. As Nautilus finding yet another hook in this lane, in the bot lane, as Swain gets locked up again, gets flame chompered again. Just rinse and repeat. Swain dropping. This time, though, the kill taken by Nautilus.
Nah, you really need to give those to Jinx. She's kind of your win condition on this comp. If you draft Jinx for one thing, it's that she is a monster in those late game team fights.
If you draft Jinx for one reason, it's win. But yeah, farming here is the Jinx trying to shove under turret here. They might be able to dive the Caitlyn if they so decide here as the wave comes in. But with Nautilus's current positioning, it looks like they won't. They really should, though. Nautilus now stepping up is going to land the Q.
Oh, she is so strong.
Just very dead. Solbert picking up that kill. Easy auto. Meanwhile, washed up Riven. DC.
Very, very nice of the blue team there to spare his life.
Yeah.
Showing some good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, I can't say I would have done the same. I've been like, yeah, he's dead. That's unfortunate. They have slash pause for a reason.
Sometimes you just gotta take what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you gotta take what you've been given. But that being said, looks like Katarina is back and heading back into lane as the Orianna in the mid lane, initiating a trade onto the Renekton. Full health Renekton pops the Dominus. He's trying to make something happen here. He does heal up a little bit off that Q, but just so much damage from this Orianna here. Flash, auto, Q, that will be the kill going over to Art Park.
Disaster.
Disaster for this Renekton. It turns out neither of them can play this lane.
Dallas feeding again.
Dallas feeding again. Oh no, he's 0-2 already at 7 minutes.
He doesn't realize it because he's not playing a tank, but he's in another lane that he can't trade against, actually. It's pretty hard to find a good trading pattern as a melee against the Orianna. This lane swap was more to the benefit of the Katarina
than anything else. As the Malphite, though, actually, he's able to just kind of tank up against this Katarina. He's currently building towards what I can probably guess is a Spirit Visage. He's probably
Abyssal Mask, if I had to guess. It amplifies his team's Wombo combo, and it gives him that mana that you so badly need on Malphite, seeing as his Q costs his entire mana bar.
It does, but right now he has Spectre's Cowl components. I understand that those two could still build into it, and that would be the smart build. But it looks like I should not have spoken when I said Spirit Visage. I meant the other Spectre's Cowl item, which is an adaptive. Helm, which against all those daggers kind of helps. And
very good against Katarina passive and ult, so.
So it might.
I still expect Abyssal, though. Those components are very flexible, so yeah, we'll see on his back right here.
Yeah, he's backing with gold for the Spectre's Cowl. Nope, it is going to be the Abyssal Mask, so he is building the smartest possible item.
Good thing.
Exactly. I was a bit worried with the Spectre's Cowl components, but we're all good.
Okay. See Mo's utilizing their bottom lane pressure to maybe set up for this Mountain Dragon here.
Yeah,
same thing we saw last game. That Mountain Drake is going to be pretty useful, although Mo's doesn't quite have any shredders quite like Azir, but Jinx still pretty good.
Yeah, Jinx still pretty good at sieging turrets. They probably have a no, they don't have a Demolish on the Nautilus. They have a Shield Bash, so which is the appropriate rune. So honestly,
they could have Demolish on Renekton, but hard to say.
They do not. He took, or no, he does have Demolish. Yes, he does in fact have the Demolish proc there. Although in the bottom lane we see here it's a 3v3, the Skarner walking in, the Swain dropping low, the Caitlyn also dropping low, Solbert going to be picking up a double kill here. Honestly, this is just not smart League of Legends in the bottom lane right now. As however though, going to be punished potentially is this Caitlyn. They're all stuck in the pit here, but Solbert going to be unstoppable. Unfortunately, the turret aggroed onto the Skarner. Solbert able to survive because the turret was not aggroed to him, and he picks up the triple kill there.
Do you remember when I said Jinx is pretty nasty when she snowballs? Yeah. It's happening, and it's bad.
Yeah, that 5-0-1 thing there. As well as the Katarina. Meanwhile, topside, we just watched full combo the Malphite to dead.
Yep.
So
Bilgewater Cutlass gives that super powerful one.
It looked like RCF had the much better draft, but right now they are not executing it. And
Well, sometimes the play is
wide.
more important, so.
Yeah, the Shockwave does go wide against the Renekton here in the mid lane. So Oriana's out of Shockwave. That's about all that there is to report. They're still ahead in the lane, but now has to be much more careful of that Renekton all in.
Yeah. I mean, your hope is still the Wombo combo for RCF, but
going to be popped. The Ignite going to be popped. The barrier, the response. Renekton takes another turret shot again, dashing too far in, and he will be dropped for a third time.
Dallas is really, really trying to anchor his team down this game. What are you doing, buddy? Just let yourself loose lane a little bit. You're still going to be powerful in those mid-game fights. You are Renekton. Level 11. Yeah, no, he's going to have a hard time.
He's 10 CS down. He only has a Hex Drinker and a Longsword to his name, building towards a Maw Malmortius, and he's losing to a 3-0 Oriana with Dark Seal and Ludens.
Yeah, we say the win condition for RCF is the Wombo combo. Well, guess what the biggest damage dealer in that Wombo combo is? It's Oriana. So we're looking at Jinx versus Oriana. You're hoping to see Jinx itemize smartly with her massive gold lead and get a little bit of defense to protect her.
Yeah, right now, still sitting on that Doran shield, does have the Infinity Edge, so that's right, and that's a good item. And the red team does pick up that in Mountain Drake that we did mention that would potentially be a fairly large benefit for them, and it will be.
I'd really love to see 2 kills worth of her gold go to a stopwatch at some point, because that stopwatch can single-handedly shut down a Wombo combo, and if you just shut down one key, one around on an objective, and take Baron, it might just end the game. Simple as that.
Yeah, it might do just that. Renekton, he is done feeding up in... I'm going to go to top lane now.
Katarina has Gunblade, so he says you go deal with that, and maybe she can. That Gunblade is a lot of power for that Katarina. Big spike.
Might be able to deal with it, might not. It is a 3-0 Oriana. Oriana does still have that Shockwave, so it will be interesting to see how that shakes out, especially because Jarvan is currently hovering the mid lane after picking up that Herald. So, yeah, and he will summon it in the mid lane, so they are going for the plates as Skarner does go in on the bot side. He is looking for it all. The Nautilus ult going to be popped, the Jinx ult popped. The Skarner still has not used his Impale, and he will not do so. Caitlyn and Swain able to survive that dive.
Yeah.
Very surprised that the Skarner didn't go ahead and impale the Swain. But
or anyone, if you're going to go for the dive, I feel you have to commit. Your Nautilus was tanking for so long.
Yeah, he tanked for too long, in fact, to the point where they just had to back off that play. Couldn't get anything out of it, except for losing 2 of their ults. Both ults in the bot lane dropped. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's still holding her ult, but I don't think anybody's going to drop low enough. Unless most
you have to doubt that it's really going to do much.
Poke damage. But, yeah. The trade for the failed dive bot lane was that the mid lane did get 3 turrets, plates, to the Oriana, which is great. That feels really nice.
Is still getting bullied around by the Negatron Cloak Malphite, by the way. So it's looking like a tough game for our boy Dallas again.
Negatron Catalyst. However, though, the Katarina is going in on this Oriana, but will be dropping to the headshot, trying to style just a little bit. Needed that last dagger to drop. It does not happen.
I stand corrected. The Caitlyn ultimate did a lot. Yeah, it did a lot.
It killed. It saved the Oriana. Oriana only lost barrier. Katarina, meanwhile,
lost her life.
And also gave that Caitlyn a much-needed breather, a needed injection of that 300 gold.
Yeah, Caitlyn gets a couple kills. She cashes in that coal. She starts evening out a little bit with Jinx, even though she definitely won't, but she'll get closer.
Yep. Meanwhile, topside, we had the Jarvan. He tried a play on Renekton. His top laner was not close enough. So Renekton popped the Dominus, did get a fair enough amount of damage back on as he's going to flash and ignite, and that will be Shady Gecko dropping. Dallas actually gets a kill. So, way to go.
Yeah, well, you have to say Dallas doesn't seem to know the limits of his champion, despite this being one of his most played, because he could have killed Jarvan in the first place there, or at least forced his flash with the PTA, and he has Ignite up.
Well, he did use the Ignite just there against the Jarvan to make sure that the kill happened. Meanwhile, though, he is going to get all in here by this Malphite, and Malphite is actually dropping him quite low. Only one more E, one more Q. Yeah, that'll do it. Royal Moon drops Dallas, so Dallas gets a kill, but he's win trading.
Yeah, for what purpose is he walking up there? You just used all of your cooldowns, man.
Meanwhile, the Orianna in the mid lane is going to get dropped to the 3-man roam, but that Shockwave kept him alive for quite a little bit there. Jarvan and Caitlyn and Swain trying to rotate here and get
Mountain Dragon
back. Yeah, Mountain Drake spawning. I mean, that is a lot of damage that they get to pump into that tower. But it is responded to and covered fairly well by RCF, so I don't think that they'll be able to take this tower just yet.
Dallas has one job, and it's to get carried this game, so let's see if he can do it.
Well, he did into the Orianna, so I think his job is also not to int the Orianna anymore.
Or the Malphite.
He failed that one too.
Anymore.
He gave Malphite the Abyssal Mask.
Yeah, Abyssal Mask, and now working towards what looks to be a nice.
Yeah, I would guess an Iceborne Gauntlet here. I mean, it's definitely going to be a Glacial Shroud item of some kind, so it could also be a Frozen Heart. It could also be a Righteous Glory. But more than likely should be that Iceborne Gauntlet.
Or it could be a Lichbane and Ninja Tabbies. You just never know, man.
A Lichbane and Ninja Tabbies. I mean, it could if he decides to, but that shouldn't be what he's doing. It would.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but you never know.
I do never know. What I do know is that he's winning trades against a Renekton right now.
What I do know is Renekton doesn't have TP and Malphite does, so Moze can't really do this dragon.
I mean, they could. It's just going to get responded to, although he does step up Royal Moon, so it does make
Royal Moon needs... No, you need a TP.
Yeah, no, he went
so bad
for the trade. He won the trade, but his team lost the dragon. That is the worst of the two macro calls that you could have made there. However, they will get XT on the back half of that. An excellent shockwave from Orianna was able to seal his fate.
So why is XT contesting that vision there? You already took the objective. What purpose is that vision really serving anymore?
Vision score. Vision score everywhere. He's gotta have more than
those stats.
He can flame the Nautilus later.
True. Trying to get a Lyra-like vision score out here.
Yeah, he's trying, but there's only one Lyra. Whether that's fortunate or unfortunate, we'll have to see.
We'll have to see how Clutch does it, World.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to restart. My download for the spectator data has failed, so you'll be casting for just a couple seconds on your own.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's kind of look at still the win conditions for both teams. As Katarina goes in for a kill, Gwen pops the stasis here, and she has to flash out from the Jarvan, so goodbye to her cooldowns, and goodbye to Swain's as well. Probably not a worthy trade for the side of Moze. You really want those cooldowns on the Katarina. Oh, Nautilus going for the big R. Totally whiffs the hook on the follow-up, though, and the play is just disengaged. Okay, so back to actual win conditions. Jinx, 3 items, and for the Orianna, obviously, you are looking for probably 2 items, 1.5, 2 items, and the Wombo combo with the Malphite and Jarvan. Could very well just straight up one-shot that Jinx if she doesn't flash it, or if she doesn't buy the stopwatch that I was talking about earlier, or even just, a little bit of magic resist goes a long way against this Wombo combo.
Chance, I made a frozen pizza.
We do see Katarina opting for the Hex Drinker, which I really, really like. Katarina can opt for those AD options, obviously why she builds Gunblade. And easy gank right there. You just Malphite R and then you Jarvan combo. And Dallas, why are you flashing, buddy? You are just so unbelievably dead. That is such a waste. The flash is pretty important on Renekton. You can look for some good follow-ups. Mo's looking for something, but yeah, Skarner just gets slowed and nothing happens. really have to question Mo's macro here. Although the Nautilus does grab the hook, he grabs the Jarvan and right into his Skarner into an easy kill for the Jinx. 6-0 now on that Jinx, 700 gold bounty, and he lands the stun on the Swain. Jinx looking for another kill here, double kill for the Jinx, 7-0. Katarina on top of that Caitlyn, she blast plants right into her. Katarina hits her with the full combo, gets caught by the shockwave, and just gets her. Gets the kill, gets out. Nautilus are onto the Orianna, but she's under turret. I don't think you're going to get that one. Okay, so now we're looking at an even more fed Jinx, 2 more kills in her pocket, turret gold in her pocket, and a chunk more of CS in her pocket. We'll have to see what she buys here. Another Zeal and a control ward. So she is nearing that 3-item point. Still no defensive item. We'll have to see what she opts to do with that Zeal. Probably a rapid fire cannon or a Phantom Dancer would personally be my choice. Or you could go rapid fire and then opt for the Hex Drinker like others on her team are doing. Both of which are pretty well acceptable. So now you want to... Oh, we have a pause. But we do want to see Mo's look for that Baron with the double mountain and that Jinx with 3 items. Could very easily shred it. But they also have the turn power with the Skarner and the Nautilus. The unfortunate part is Dallas did waste his flash earlier, which is a very valuable cooldown for that Renekton to engage, follow up engage, and to create picks with his flash W. Point and click stun.
All right, great. I'm glad that I came in on a pause. It means that it makes my life finding where we are in the game easy.
21:37 where I am.
That's where
but
we
I
all
don't know how that on the timeline. Yeah.
I mean, it won't start buffering the game again until the unpause happens. So
Okay. Yeah. Easy.
It instantly syncs. So that's
We will
the
take
good
those.
news. So I was listening to the fights. Sounds like a lot's going in the favor of Mo's right now.
Jinx gets a double kill. Katarina gets a kill. Dallas dies, but that's just the cycle of life at this point. We've come to expect it.
Come to expect, come to accept. Yeah, it's pretty just. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's going to happen. Flame. But yeah.
Well, it's deserved when he's playing like this. If I'm being blunt.
Oh, he's killing him.
I know people were basically they were kind of talking trash about Dallas, like can he really stand up? And I said how bad can it be? I'm sure he can do fine. He just farms it out in matchups, but he's not entirely sure.
No, he's not. As we do get back into game,
Yep, unpause.
Which feels great. So up and coming here. We have this Windrake. I don't expect anybody to really be prioritizing around it. It doesn't really help RCF to take it. It doesn't really help. It doesn't help at all, is what it is.
Yeah. RFC, we see, coming online for the Jinx. Please build a Hex Drinker or a stopwatch next Sobert. I beg of you. If you can stopwatch one engage and flash the next, that alone could just win you the game outright. It's that simple.
I mean, there is that potential, and it would be nice to see it. I would also accept a stopwatch. I would argue that.
Yeah, I'm saying you get both. You get the stopwatch, and you flash one of the engages, and while your flash is on cooldown, you have the stopwatch to fall back onto.
Yeah, very little build space left for the Jinx right now, though. So.
Gosh. She certainly doesn't need Doran Shield, if we're being honest.
No, it would be sell the Doran Shield on the next back, but then that only frees up one item spot. Because you do want to try to have control wards.
Yeah, stopwatch control ward is perfectly fine by.
Honestly, something that needs to start being seen out of this Jinx fairly soon. We need to see the Executioner's Calling item. Because there are 3 tanks on the other team. Swain, Jarvan, and Malphite are all pretty tanky, and dealing those grievous wounds against them would just be smart at this point, and, you know, that extra damage. Although, now that I'm looking at this Malphite may not even need it with how far ahead this Jinx is. As that is going to be the Baron picked up, though, by the side of Moze. And they are going to be heading back towards mid, probably going to shove it down, look for this inhibitor.
Put the Katarina in the side lane. You don't trust Dallas to be in the side lane, so you just say, come mid with us, buddy. Come on, we'll protect you. And you just push mid down with the double Mountain Drake. They do need to be a little patient here. Be careful about that engage, because they don't have the Malphite, but Jarvan Orianna's still scary. So they have to wait for Katarina to get that wave shove. Not sure what they're doing, rotating bot, looking for vision control and picks in the jungle, potentially. Find the Orianna.
Malphite's here, so's the ball. Orianna went balls deep. And then all the flashes make Malphite miss. Malphite gets stuck against the wall. Malphite's going to be dying to Solbert.
Good flash by Solbert. We might see the end of the game here if she starts resetting. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was just a 2 for 0 here.
Yeah, Orianna not in range to put the ball onto the Jarvan or the Malphite for the follow-up. She gets kind of zoned out.
Well, she already had the ball on the Malphite. Could have just hit R. The Malphite could have, and then the Orianna could have hit R, but they were looking for that quote-unquote perfect shockwave, which is a syndrome that's really terrible to have. You had a pretty decent one if Malphite just ulted that backline and you shockwave.
Yeah. See, the reality is the perfect shockwave is killing Jinx. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and they could have had it, but then when Malphite R's without the ball because Orianna's already dead.
Well, I don't think they get it anyways, because Solbert did have a pretty good flash there, so now we're really hoping with that flash on cooldown, please, 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 again, pick up that stopwatch. Yep. If he has the reaction to flash, he has the reaction to stopwatch.
Yeah, the dream is you put the ball on the Jarvan. Because if you put the ball on the Malphite, you don't layer your CC appropriately if they flash. If you put it on the Jarvan puts up the wall, and the Orianna ults. You have to flash. And then Malphite can R. You have no flash.
Yeah, you do not want to blow all three of your ultimates onto one target that has a defensive option. If they have no flash and they have no stopwatch, then sure. Yeah, you can just blow everything and just straight up kill them as fast. We see Solbert going for the Bloodthirster, which will provide him that shield, so we'll have to see if that's enough, or if they can even land and engage onto him with that long Jinx range and that zoning potential from the Katarina.
Yeah, that's just a bit spicy, the Bloodthirster pickup here.
Yeah.
I understand it, it's just interesting. However, the Nautilus may have been caught. The Orianna does use the Shockwave, but the Nautilus able to walk out right now. Renekton kind of just fighting 3v1 though. Jarvan dunks him, and Caitlyn shoots him in the head.
The two weakest members of the team are going for a skirmish. Dallas double E's forward instead of just E'ing away.
Rocket just missed.
Yeah, that was very close.
Good flash to stay alive, because without it, dies. However, the Katarina here is caught out, going to be shut down. That kills
Washed Up Riven doing washed up Riven things there is the best way I can describe that. He goes in for the 1 versus 5.
That was running it down mid. That was running it down mid. That's that thing that you said he did.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. He did it there. He ran it right
goes
down.
a little bit over aggressive every once in a while, as he is wont to do. You see Solbert pinging his flash. He knows that's an important cooldown. He says, hey, if I have this, we just gonna win the fight. Okay, guys? So, just wait 2 minutes and we'll win the game. How does that sound?
Yeah, he's probably a little bit nervous. No flash, no stopwatch, no QSS, no Hex Drinker, nothing to speak of for him right now.
You have to say he's feeling himself with that Bloodthirster buy, if anything.
Oh yeah, he's a glass cannon right now. He's doing so much damage, and he is the reason that this team is so far ahead. But if he dies, this team instantly loses every fight they take.
Another Mountain Drake. Probably really doesn't matter. They're just going to shred Baron regardless of it, and they're just going to shred turrets regardless of it.
Yeah,
the only way it would matter is if the game somehow comes to a base race sort of situation, but I really don't
I
see
was
that in
going
the
to say
future.
Elder Drake because that's the one that takes forever to burn out of the major objectives, but with 3 Mountain Drakes, it takes you like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
really
nice, and it's an
not
extra
all.
Drake for an Elder late game win condition, so you don't complain about any drink at any Drake at that. So, but next is an Infernal if it comes to that point. But we're hoping to see Mo's just in the game in the next 3 or so minutes.
Well, that's what we'd like to see.
Yeah, like to see
But
them
Mo's
set up
has
for
to
Baron.
close it.
Yeah, set up for Baron, take that Baron, wait for the Jinx Flash. She finally bought the stopwatch. Thank you, Silbert.
Yep,
And
on that
just
way,
win a team fight.
Guardian Angel. Once that Jinx has that Guardian Angel, gonna feel great. Still feels good with the stopwatch.
And a Knight's Vow, baby.
Yeah,
That
Ziggs
Jinx,
Knight's Vow.
she's not really getting any stronger. She is fully online. Doesn't get any better than this.
Zeke's Herald, Knight's Vow, stopwatch, 5 items.
Flash
That's
and
crazy.
heal.
Well,
She's got it all.
now Flash. Flash is still like on the last 10 seconds of cooldown. Meanwhile, the Shockwave, though, the Skarner going to get caught, pulled, stunned up on the trap. He's dropping low. The headshot. Jinx is going to eat it, but the Skarner very low.
Could somebody tell them this Skarner is a tank? So, I don't know if they should really be doing that.
To be fair, though, they can't do the Baron with no smite because the Jarvan could steal. And that Skarner has to back, so it does delay the Baron a little bit. Allows and gives time for RFC to try to position themselves better. Meanwhile, Katarina does get caught, does get pulled, but is going to drop that.
Washed up Riven doing washed up Riven things, but the coin lands on heads this time. Look at that.
Jarvan going to be dunking, but it doesn't matter. They're stepping forward. That's the
He's
Jarvan.
killing
That's the
everyone.
Orianna. Here goes the Katarina, the reset city onto the Caitlyn. And
That's
that
game.
is Malphite like at 200 health. Yeah, that should be game. Skarner
Rose ties it up
panic
1-1. And Washed Up Riven finds the play. He finds the pick on that oh so important Orianna. We're talking about this Jinx the whole game, but Orianna just steps up, wrong place, wrong time, and dies, ends the game pretty much single-handedly.
Yeah, that play starts with Swain catching or thinking that he's caught a Katarina, Katarina jumping the wall and killing him.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into, instead of saying, that was a misplay, we need to back off, they say, we need to try to save the support, which is never the call. And they lose their lives for it, and they lose the game.
Tied 1-1. What I thought was an even worse draft from Mo's doesn't matter because their Jinx is about 50, so just a pretty free game when you snowball that Jinx. We might see it coming out again with Solberg showing a lot of confidence on that pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see it either banned or picked in the.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a very interesting game. It is now all tied up at 1-1. Mo and Risen going to be heading to a game 3. This is not worthy of Silver Scrapes because it's not game 5.
No, game 5, yeah.
But we will see everybody for game 3, and we will have to see which team is able to pull it out after 2 rather dominant games.
Yeah, from both sides. Pretty easy wins for both of them.
So we will see what happens. Stay right here, and we will see you in game 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Game 3 of Moe's versus RCF. We have similar bans coming out from Moe's. They stick with their first ban, LeBlanc, and their
That's
second
a fast Katarina ban. That's all I say.
Yeah, RCF, their second ban being Katarina, their first being Tristana. So two powerful solo laners that they don't feel like going against.
Will we see a Jinx ban?
Moe's took out the Morgana. No, they have to respect that Garen.
Sticking to the Garen. Okay.
Sticking to that Garen is their last ban. I mean, it's a first pick that they don't want to see. So
Let's see what first pick we see here. We do notice there hasn't really been any priority on Pantheon whatsoever in this, even though at Worlds he's been 100% presence, insanely strong. He did get nerfed this patch, but I still think he is pretty damn strong.
That nerf was insignificant. It's his Q damage late, and that's all that got touched. And I mean, if you're Pantheon and you're ahead, you don't notice that Q damage missing.
Yeah, you just kill them in 2 Qs anyways.
Exactly. 2 Qs is still 2 Qs. Moe's does first block that Skarner. Didn't do much for them that game, but I mean, I guess keep it. But
I think they just want XT on a comfortable tank engage.
Yeah, I guess so, because RCF on the other side, they take that Nautilus that Moe's had last game, steering away from the Swain.
Yeah, don't want to give Mowgli the Nautilus again. That is one of his better support champions. So
yeah.
Oh, we do see Zillion is open for Mowgli this game.
No,
they take it.
They took it. They're putting it mid or top.
50, that's very smart. Now the question is it actually smart? Can they actually play Zillion? Because if you suck at Zillion, taking it away, not really a good move in my opinion.
They're gonna 50-50 the whole game. Zillion top. Let's go.
Mm.
That's a meme amongst my friends because somebody accused a friend of mine for playing Zillion top as 50-50ing the game due to never having an interaction in lane. Which
sounds like top lane to me.
It is pretty much what Zillion top does, especially when into a Renekton. Renekton just gets to cry himself to sleep. However, we do see the Leona, and if that is a Camille lock, Camille top, that would mean
that's
that
Camille
it is
mid.
An interactive lane. Well, it wants to go into the Zillion. How's that? It really to go.
I just say that because I know Dallas doesn't really play Camille, but I know that Washed Up Riven plays a ton of Camille, and he plays it in both solo lanes. So I will assume that it's Camille mid until proven otherwise.
Until lane swap.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Lane swap again. Now we see what will be RCF's last pick of this first round.
Kai'Sa.
That's
finally we see Kai'Sa with Nautilus. Beautiful.
RCF finally taking the hint. They do immediately ban Caitlyn, which I do like. Kind of cuts away some of the ranged pool. However, Jinx is still available, and that was a serious problem for them. Whereas RCF's Caitlyn, not so much. So I
expect an Ashe ban from RCF. They're probably scared of the Ashe Leona. Yep.
They are, which they do. Honestly, I would have dropped that Caitlyn ban and I put it ban down because that is now still available for the.
Yeah, Sober did look more comfortable on it, so a little bit scary. But they have to make a choice, and they're absolute.
Let that jungler have that echo. Very smart.
We'll see. We see RCF has a very heavy magic damage profile so far, so we'll have to see them pick up some AD champions here.
Jarvan.
Jarvan would not be bad, certainly.
Even though it didn't work for them last game. Jarvan.
You drop a double bomb in that cage.
Bam. Jarvan.
Yep, there you go. Call.
So there's their AD profile. Now they just need something like a Kiana or a Zed mid.
Yeah, let's see what we have ADC. Yeah, Zaya's pretty good. Yeah, Zaya or Jinx makes most sense to me here. Jinx for comfort, Zaya for actual meta pick.
Kog'Maw, please no. It is.
Kog'Maw is Silbert's most played ADC.
Yeah, but
I don't like it against Kai'Sa Nautilus Jarvan. That is so dangerous. He's opting for comfort over good here.
That's called flash. Hit flash or die.
Oh, Heimer.
Raise your dongers.
Raise your dongers.
Raise your dongers. This could be a crazy flex game, right?
AP Kog'Maw, Heimerdinger bottom.
Well, no, I was just saying the craziest flex game, it's AP Kog'Maw mid, Heimerdinger ADC, and Camille top. That's the craziest flex that they could pull right now. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think it's Kog'Maw ADC, Camille mid, Heimerdinger top.
Yeah, I think it's Heimer top. Let's see if RCF actually has an answer for that, because there aren't very many good... Oh, no. No. Oh,
It's dunking time.
they're not aware. I think they think it's Heimerdinger mid, and it's just simply not.
To be fair, though, could be a lane swap. I actually do expect a lane swap.
Yeah, well, they're
One
probably
of the
gonna.
teams is gonna lane swap.
They have to try for it.
Now, what's funny
It'll
is
be
they're both
interesting.
gonna lane swap.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they predict the lane swap, what minor runes they're taking for the resistances. Do they think the lane swap's going to be successful, or do they take the safer pick?
Or
you
will
know,
this be one of my favorite games where all they do is just continue to lane swap to try and get better and better matchups? And
Oh,
they just
yes,
all
beautiful.
fall
I
further
love-
and further behind until bot lane is the most fed people in the game. That's my favorite.
Yeah, the bot lane's the only people getting a consistent EXP income.
That's my favorite. Like, legitimately, that's my favorite. Oh, it makes me laugh. But now as we get into the champion select, I'll be honest. All 3 games I have given RCF the draft. I still give RCF the draft here. However, if Moze wins, undeterminable at the moment.
It's really close on the draft on this one, I think. I think if they didn't have Kog'Maw and they just had a better ADC, I would honestly give it to Moze. Because I think this Heimerdinger pick's really, really intelligent against this team. But the Kog'Maw is
big brain
just...
plays.
Maybe it's just genius, and the Kog'Maw is just the bait for them to come right into Heimerdinger's realm of death in the middle of all of his turrets.
Yes, they have raised their dongers. We shall see if it pays off.
They're looking to use Kog'Maw passive very efficiently, have the enemy team dive on him, instantly kill him, but then they're stuck in the middle of Heimerdinger turrets with a Kog'Maw passive.
Yeah, that would appear to be their hope. Their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations.
Although, if you've been paying attention, a lot of people say Kog'Maw is a soft counter to Kai'Sa, since he does have a lot of punishment and a lot of range advantage in lane. However, I mean, first of all, he doesn't synergize with Leona that well, in my opinion.
He does not.
And second of all,
he synergizes well in that if Leona hits a long range ult on an enemy, he can follow up with bio arcane barrages.
So he, like, ADC to ADC, Kog'Maw does have a good matchup into Kai'Sa for a good portion of the game. But the problem is the Nautilus versus Leona. The Nautilus is probably going to have a little bit more pressure, especially with that synergy with the Kai'Sa that they do have built into that too.
Absolutely. We will have to see how this all goes as we finish up the champion select and start our spectator delay. I think final predictions, I give it to RCF.
I agree. I give it to RCF, but this one's a lot closer than the other 2 drafts, I would say.
I would tend to agree. It does seem a lot closer, but with that, we will go ahead and get into the spectator delay, and we will see you all very soon.
Heimerdinger, Dallas, if you feed this game, really, you're off the team at this point, buddy.
I mean, yeah, you've fed 2 games in a row. You stole red buff.
That is XT's fault that red buff went over to Dallas. So should be able to time your auto versus the Heimer turret auto.
I mean, either that or save your smite.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh no, it's about to take. Just seriously?
The vertical's a little bit scary for Moze. That Jarvan plus Nautilus gank combo is pretty damn nasty, so they're gonna have to be careful. They don't have a ward out in the river or anything like that. You see Mowgli's already blown his ward over there on the Krugs, and we know Solbert blew his earlier, although we don't think that the red side knows that he blew that ward.
Correct. Spectator has gone ahead and bugged itself again for me, so that's fun.
Just take the flash.
Rito, fix spectator client, please.
Oh, did you not get to see that wondrous play?
I did not. No, my spectator decided to crash again.
Oh, washed up Riven landed a full combo on the Zillion, blew his flash for free because, you know, Camille does a ton of damage at level 3, as it turns out.
Yeah, true.
And then he flash followed under a turret and died to Zillion-y.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's
Darius is in a world of hurt right now, which is good.
I mean, he better be. The Heimerdinger took red buff.
Seen engagement here on the bottom side. Ooh, Kog'Maw does dodge the Nautilus hook. Leona just stepping up, tanking so much damage. The Jarvan is here, but so is Camille. This is very dangerous. And the red side has to double flash out with the Nautilus, but Camille follows over anyway. She's in a dangerous spot right now. Skarner does land the stun and get the kill on Nautilus. Stuns the Jarvan as well. Is Camille going to get out? Oh, the Zillion bomb lands. She's certainly going to die to that. Zenith Blade lands onto the Zillion. We're going to have to see if Skarner can follow up. He lands the E. The stun's going to be soon to follow. They don't do a ton of damage, but the follow-up is slow enough. So that is 2 kills over for the Zillion, and 2 kills over for the Skarner. I would certainly take the Zillion kills over the Skarner kills. And a Jarvan EQ just straight up forces out the flash out of Kog'Maw, easy as you want. Dallas still bullying Royal Moon up here in the top lane. Not really much to be done against the Heimer. Leona gets caught out by a Jarvan EQ. Flash stuns the Kai'Sa, but she is just gonna die to that Kai'Sa passive. Oh, Camille is here with another roam, and she kills Kai'Sa on the backside. Nautilus hooks in, but I don't think anything's gonna come of this. Although Kog'Maw is hitting. Oh, EQ back onto the Kog'Maw. Camille is hitting. We're looking for something. Bazillion here is here. They have to back up. Not a whole lot of CSing going on this game. 16 to 19 in the mid lane, 27 to 22 for the ADCs. And top lane is actually farming. The Heimerdinger has 40 and the Darius only has 28. But Camille does have a nice wave to collect under turret here. And she just walks onto the bomb for no reason. See if she can last sit under turret. It's looking like a struggle right now. See if she can surpass the 20 CS mark. Oh no. It's disastrous. She's still at 18 CS. Misses the E. Yep, misses the W. Nothing to be done against that Zillion speed boost. Can't quite catch him out. It's going to be a little bit hard. Oh, Darius taking a big chunk from the Heimerdinger. Misses the hook. Wait, Darius, you can't keep going on this. The Heimerdinger is going to kill if he lands rockets. Probably force the flash out of Royal Moon here. Oh, Royal Moon flashes out of the rockets. Jarvan gank coming in. Oh, one more hit from the turret kills him. Dallas does have his ult. He could look for a turnaround on Jarvan here, but the combo is coming up soon. He's just going to die to it if he doesn't land a miraculous dodge. And he gets out with the grenade stun. That Heimerdinger buff actually making a difference. That little bit of extra time got him out of the EQ range on the back end of that play. And Dallas forces a flash and gets a kill on the backside of that.
All right, yeah, and I am now functioning again. So we'll see if it actually holds up this time, as we do see now on the bot side, everybody is farming up, chilling out, and enjoying their time. We do see Zillion having that CS lead in the mid. That is actually quite significant. I'm looking at the item difference here.
Yeah, CS and kill lead. It's pretty big.
CS lead, kill lead, item lead. However, Camille is still trading. Like, Camille owns this lane. That's what's so funny.
Well, she kind of does. Zillion still can't really beat her up, but he'll take a CS lead. That's pretty much hard winning a Zillion in this lane.
That's very true. That's very true. Leona does in the bottom lane try for a Zenith Blade. Does not connect, so feels bad for them. They don't quite get to just all in here. But does gain positioning to zone the Kaisa and the Nautilus off CS for now. Jarvan, meanwhile, he's actually in the blue side jungle here of Moe's. He's searching for something, but he's going to find nothing.
Both junglers looking for the coveted level 6. Very important for that Skarner, and almost equally as important for Jarvan, although he does have really strong EQ ganks, but that R is pretty much just a free flash every time you use it, and if they don't have it, they just die.
Yeah, Jarvan actually hovering towards this mid lane here. It looked like he wanted to do something, but Camille not in a position for him to do anything, but they are pinging out to go. As they are
this
going
is the W.
Camille uses the ult to dodge the EQ combo. However, yeah, Zillion going to be dropped, but will be killed in return by Shady Gecko, so certainly a worthy trade there, but...
What game time are you at? You seem a little bit behind me.
I think I am, probably. What time are you at?
I'm at 9:13.
Yeah, I'm about 3 seconds behind. Try and fix that. I'm now at like 9:24.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Darius does have that Spectre's Cowl online, so he's going to have a little bit of an easier time in this lane, although certainly still not having very much fun. He's just getting Heimerdingered a little bit.
Yeah, he'll need that Spirit Visage to really start helping him through this lane here. Once he has that, he'll be getting more healing from his Q. He'll have enough magic resistance to be taking less from the Heimerdinger. He'll be able to kind of start existing at that point, along with those Merc Treads that he has picked up.
Just a free dragon with the bottom and mid priority, and the Camille being off the map for a little bit longer bad time compared to Zillion.
That very fast Infernal Drake, that feels real nice for this RCF squad as well.
Yeah, it's really good for all of them. The Darius, the Zillion, and the Kai'Sa all scale pretty damn well with their AP and AD.
Yeah,
and can we look at something in the inventories real quick? Just look at Dallas's inventory.
Yeah, we have 2 stopwatches there.
2 stopwatches.
Which, by the way, Dallas, doesn't work. Not sure if you're aware of that.
And he looks to be rushing Zhonya's?
Yeah, he is. I mean, I understand the idea why is kind of like because he's already losing trades against Darius. The idea behind Zhonya's is, oh, well, it exists, and therefore...
You just need the mana.
Yeah. He does.
You need the mana, and you should be able to bully this Darius out pretty easily. He has no real way to go onto you.
He's just afraid of the Jarvan Darius dive, because there's really not much a Heimerdinger can do against that.
Yeah. So when you pop one of those stopwatches, it just breaks the other one, right? That's how that works?
Yep. Both stopwatches are broken at that point.
Well, if only someone told him.
Good flash from XT, and a good
Zillion ult.
Alive for now. The Zillion ult is down onto Shady Gecko, and he will be revived. However, the Camille ult going down, the Darius ult going down, so many ults going down at the end of the day. This is going to be a 3-for-0 for RCF as Leona does drop down. Royal Moon able to pick up a kill there. The Jarvan picking up a kill, as well as the Zillion. All 3 of these laners picking up a single kill off that play.
Yeah, crushing win for the red side, though. Oh, looking for a bottom dive. Not going to happen.
A very wide hook, though.
Whiffs the hook, and they don't have the Nautilus R off cooldown, so hook's really the only way. Zillion already showing his usefulness compared to this Camille, who's so behind.
Yeah,
Not to mention, Heimerdinger just wasn't there because he doesn't have lane priority against Darius, I guess. That's how this one is going.
He also had to back because he was at a third of his health thanks to Darius winning a trade. So he didn't have priority. He also just didn't have the health bar because if something was lurking in a bush, he would have died.
Yeah, if he face checks into Darius, he just gets E auto WR'd and he just dies.
Yeah, E auto WR. That's all she wrote. That's the end of Heimerdinger. Meanwhile, though, this Kog'Maw and Leona lane, the Kog'Maw is still...
Yeah, he's quietly farming up. Nice,
yeah,
Camille.
Still even in gold, thanks to the Kai'Sa kill. So, realistically, he's not feeling that dominant. Because he's not. Meanwhile, though, Heimerdinger does land the stun.
Pops his ult to put down his ultimate turret when Darius is out of range?
You know,
Dallas, buddy, come on.
Carry a big stick. Meanwhile, though, Zillion lands a stun.
Oh, Zillion is asserting his
Camille
dominance.
loses a third of her health and then dies because Camille eased in. What? What?
Washed up Riven, baby.
Excuse me. That was worse than running it down. That was insane. Wait, that's not how this is supposed to work.
I'm noticing a trend here.
Yeah.
You give Royal Moon Darius and they just win. That's
Seems to be the case.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, give Darius plus. We'll dance for Darius. Meanwhile, though, trying to contest vision, but this Gecko is here. He is going to land his ult on the Kog'Maw. The Kog'Maw also going to get Nautilus ulted. Saiyan going to pick that kill up as they continue now onto the Leona. The ult following up the ignite down. The double kill to Saiyan. That was quite the easy double kill there for the Kai'Sa. As the Herald is going to be dropped down bot side.
Yep, pretty nice and simple double kill, and suddenly Kai'Sa's way stronger than that. Kog'Maw gets the turret gold as well, gonna get this whole wave. 3 kills in her pocket, should be able to finish that mana immune and a little bit more some Rageblade components. Or maybe some
probably
Greaves.
that recurve bow. Although may also just finish the Berserker Greaves instead.
Yeah,
probably.
both good options. Although when you do take that free boots, it's a little bit more appealing to just, just sit on them sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it is, and I can definitely see the appeal there. Meanwhile, though, it is now 2 turrets to 0 for the side of RCF. They have
for the Heimerdinger team, which is the one that wants to be sieging. Heimerdinger and Kog'Maw both pretty long range.
Yeah, they like sieging a lot. When they're behind, they feel it, and it hurts.
Yeah, Camille has pretty much already become useless. She's going to need a while to farm up and become useful in that side lane. Maybe if she scales up enough, she can deal with the Darius, but even that's questionable.
Yeah.
You see Royal Moon giving over a lot of respect. He just straight up rushes Spirit Visage. Not even, usually you'd go Spectre's Cowl and then sit on it and then, go Trinity Force or Cleaver. But he just goes straight up Spirit Visage, no risk taking.
He did exactly what I said he would have to do in order to start getting back into the, or being able to lane against the Heimerdinger, which is just get Spirit Visage so that he can heal and survive that poke.
Yeah, you definitely need to suck it up and just build the MR item. Don't be greedy and go for the Phage item.
Oh, but meanwhile, the Darius, he does find a pull onto the Leona.
Leona
ulting, it does not stun anybody. Kai'Sa diving in, Leona dropping lower and lower, going to be dropping. Saiyan picking up the kill. Skarner is deep. Darius going to be picking up that one as the stopwatch from the Jarvan is blown.
Royal Moon showed a lot of discipline there. You see, he actually didn't even last hit the Leona kill with his R, although he did take the Skarner, but he gave the Leona kill straight to his AD carry. He knows that he's already going to be useful enough as a front line and a reset machine in the team fight, but the more kills that Kai'Sa gets, the more of a problem she becomes.
Yeah, he knows the second that Kai'Sa gets Rageblade, with Kog'Maw still not even having his first completed item, game's pretty much over.
Yeah.
And that is what they are building towards, and honestly, Kai'Sa is almost to that point, only needing about 300 more gold. And that'll be all she wrote. That'll be Rageblade.
Yep.
So we'll be waiting for that to come online. Kai'Sa going to be gifted the red buff. They're kind of just they're setting up for that mid game, sieging and pushing. Kai'Sa might actually have enough for Rage Blade now. So yeah, enough for Rage Blade. That's terrifying. That's an entire item.
Yeah, that's no joke. Let's see, how many Muramana stacks, or Manamune stacks? Only 200 Manamune stacks. Well, that's a while away. She hasn't been spamming her Q, or actually, no, it just took her a long time to complete,
It took her a long time to build the tier. She built
to actually get the tier portion.
Yeah.
So we're going to be waiting a while for Muramana, but even then, just the Rage Blade is insane spike. And, she has that Q evolve online, and the E evolve will be coming very soon after she finishes Zerker Greaves and, another couple of daggers.
Yeah, Zerker Greaves Zeal will get her there.
Yeah, Zeal or although I do wonder actually what we're going to see from her, if she's going to opt for the more AP style of build or for the AD. I think she could go for either. It's more of a comfort thing in this game. The damage split on their team is pretty decent.
Yeah, if she goes for the more AP side of things, we'll be seeing the Zhonya's coming out pretty soon. So
yeah,
we'll definitely know on next pack what she's going.
Nashor's into Zhonya's definitely denies that Camille engage pretty hard.
It does. Or at least it makes Camille regret using the Kai'Sa as a target.
Yeah.
When he engage.
Although Zillion kind of already does that job.
Heimerdinger, although not inting, doing a pretty good job of holding the turret. I say that as he gets engaged on the Jarvan, the Nautilus, the Jarvan ultimate now. The Leona ultimate goes wide. Doesn't quite stun anybody. Heimerdinger dropping low. He does ult.
Why?
But he does die because Saiyan ults to the other side of him and shoots him in the back. Omaiwa Mo Shindairu. And he is done. As Mark going to be picking up that kill on the Skarn.
I can officially say Adelis has no idea how to play Heimerdinger. In what universe do you use your ultimate rockets there over the turret or the grenade?
I was going to say the grenade's probably his best call there because they were all in a line.
Yeah, they're all diving on top of you, which is generally when you want the turret. Or, they're all kind of grouped up and you're going to land multiple bounces on that grenade. But he drops the ultimate rockets when the Kai'Sa can just dive right past him and no one's in kill range for them.
Yeah, no one was low enough for the ult rockets to kill. So that's a feels bad.
Yeah. And now he has Rush after. Yeah, no mountains this game, so the Baron Rush isn't quite as fast, but Kai'Sa still a menace at absolutely murdering that Baron.
Let's also still point out the fact he still has a busted stopwatch in inventory.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he really has anything else to buy. He still has a control ward, so he's just kind of sitting on it. I mean, it does absolutely nothing because he already has Zhonya's.
If he sold it, he could afford an Amp Tome. He could have afforded an Amp Tome if he had sold it.
Well,
There is that. Which an Amp Tome over a busted stopwatch any day of the year, because a busted stopwatch literally just takes up inventory space.
Does nothing, yeah. Although the bright side for him is this game should be over. if Red Team plays it right, so doesn't really matter what he does if we're being totally honest.
Yeah,
however,
so
we'll have to see if they can close out this game cleanly, get that Baron in the next few minutes, create some picks with that Zillion Kai'Sa Nautilus Jarvan. With that Darius in the side lane taking care of Camille. She can't really do much to him right now. She's definitely gonna need Triforce, and even then, I don't think she'll win.
Yeah, meanwhile, Darius, and speaking of Darius and Camille, Darius is down there. He was looking for something, but Camille does land the W, so Darius just going to be content to kind of CS.
Yeah, thankfully Camille doesn't choose to E into him.
Yeah, that at that point...
Straight up Baron start.
Also, Camille lead into him. So here comes the Darius. He's already got 4 stacks on her, if he can get the 5th. Meanwhile, Zillion trying to zone the Leona and the Skarner does land the stun on the Skarner at the Baron pit. The Leona ult does land on the Zillion. The Kai'Sa going in. The Kai'Sa not going to be able to find anything. Trying to escape the Kog'Maw and the Leona. The Zillion ult going to be going down. She will be resurrected. They are dropping low. The Kog'Maw is starting to deal damage. We do have the Stinger landing on the Jarvan. This actually does go in their favor. Zilean has killed Kog'Maw. And this is actually now turning around. Saiyan now unstoppable. This is now 2 for 2. Yeah, once you killed that Kog'Maw, that fight very quickly turned into RCF's favor as they...
Yeah, Kog'Maw was doing a ton of damage over to that wall, but the Zilean ult coming in very clutch on the Kai'Sa. A nice shutdown for Camille. So that is going to accelerate her, get her that Triforce, but still, it's a turret.
Now dead does mean that turret falls and also continue to, well, reset your gold value and then gave it to Kai'Sa.
What is Seoyun building? Is that a Banshees?
No, more than likely building the QSS there.
Oh, yes, yeah, of course.
So, gonna be able to say Skarner cannot ult me, Camille cannot ult me, get out of jail free card. So we do have Skarner walking in after the dragon is dead. Skarner will also be dead. just drops and they head straight towards Baron. I mean, with no smite to challenge them, why not? Seems like the appropriate decision as Darius does start it up.
And yep, should be an easy turn or finish. They can pretty much choose whatever they want here.
Yep, as Nautilus does walk back towards his team. Zilean is currently zoning them off. Kai'Sa and Darius continue to take it. It is half health. Heimerdinger does land a stun. Leona tries, does not quite land the stun onto the Kai'Sa, but the Kog'Maw plus the Heimerdinger will shut down this Kai'Sa as they go over the wall now. The Heimerdinger is going to be caught. He is going to be ulted. He does Zhonya's. The Camille going in, the Jarvan going in. Everybody's stuck inside the pit. Jarvan is dead, so they can't drop.
Ooh, double bomb.
Going to be resurrecting himself is the Zilean. The Camille does drop to Royal Moon. Incoming Solbert. Solbert has 5 stacks against him. Nautilus going to be picking up that kill. However, Kog'Maw does trade the Nautilus, so in the end, it ends up being a 3 for 3. Jungle and support left standing for the side of Moze, mid and top for the side of RCF, so RCF will be winning that fight.
I missed how exactly Kai'Sa died there. Dallas didn't even have ult. Did he just get gunned down by the turret in the pit along with Baron?
The stun, and then Baron finished him off, but since Dallas was the last person to hit him, he ended up dying to Dallas, even though Baron was his killer.
And look at the size of these carries. Zilean's almost got the death cap. Actually, is he going to finish it here? Yeah, he will. He's going to finish the death cap. Kai'Sa's got 2 items, a QSS and a Zeal. Her E and Q Evolve are both online at this point. So, very scary backline over here on the red team.
And Zilean here working on that Morellonomicon. He's gonna hurt so much. Oh, this is just gonna hurt.
I don't approve the Morello finish. There's really no healing.
There's no Morello finish, and also there is a lot of healing on the Kog'Maw. So
a little bit. I'd rather see Void Staff or something like that. If we're out of the Blasting Wand.
Bork plus Runes gives him a lot of healing. But the other thing is that this is not Zilean's finish. He still has 1 item that he can build after that, and that will probably be the Void Staff, more than likely coming out from him. Kai'Sa ulting in on this Heimerdinger. Darius trying to pull, does not quite hit it. Skarner trying to run in, trying to find somebody as the
I cannot believe they didn't turn on that teleport.
Yeah.
If you just drop Zilean double bomb on there, you can just kill her.
I feel like the call had already been to just get out, and they weren't able to reset quickly enough their mental on what they wanted to do. So I do respect the decision to just not play super risky. As I say, that Jarvan flash ults in and will land on the Camille. The Camille will just use her E out. The ult grenade does land. Kai'Sa is about half health here as Jarvan dives in. The Skarner drops low. Royal Moon going to be picking up.
Darius sped up.
Here he goes. He's on the Leona. The Leona drops. That's 2. He starts to back off now as the rest go under turret, but a double kill for Darius. And on the other side, they only lost Shady Gecko.
Yeah, Darius goes vroom vroom when you put that Zilean E on him, and he gets pretty scary.
Yeah, he goes vroom vroom with that Zilean plus his Phage. Just super speed. Meanwhile, they are still dancing around that Baron, this RCF squad. With neither jungler up, they could, but they won't. They're just going to reset, which is the smart play here. Zilean does have that Morellonomicon finished when he backs. The Kaisa now with a Phantom Dancer has that Lifeline passive.
Yep, gonna be even harder to take down now. No big one-shots from Camille, even if she lands absolutely everything, that's not quite gonna kill through that Phantom Dancer passive.
Yeah, not quite going to finish it. Not quite going to be enough. As the Vision War around Baron continues, it's RCF's turn now to clear Vision. And they actually go back to starting it again. Zilean in the mid lane.
RCF a little bit not as clean as you'd like to see on these Baron baits. They're not getting deep vision into the jungle, so they really can't know what angles to take for the turns and things like that. However, they are looking for Skarner here.
Yeah, Skarner does actually blow his flash. Kaisa going in.
Ooh.
Doesn't fail, but the QSS coming in the clutch. Here comes that Nautilus ult that's chasing the other two. Skarner goes down. So does the Kog'Maw. This is going to be massive. A double kill going to Royal Moon. There's only the Camille and Heimerdinger left standing. Nobody has dropped as the Camille is forced to flash away from the Jarvan ult.
Roman just single-handedly won them that fight. He flashed over the wall and he hooks both members of the bottom lane and just zones them out and eventually kills them by himself.
Yeah, he had a little bit of help from the Leona, but yeah, he just made sure that that Kog'Maw went 100-0 with a little help from the Nautilus ult, making sure that Kog'Maw didn't have time to DPS and try to heal himself. As he does pull the Skarner now.
Gonna drop the ult turret, yeah, pretty much denies them finishing.
My goodness, he's almost dead. He's got to be real careful because here's Riven. Riven trying to go on the Heimerdinger. The Heimerdinger ult going to be popping. He will be rezzing, but he'll probably be dead on res. As he double bombs, he does stun. He's shut down by the Camille. A little bit of an overstay for them as Royal Moon trying to walk out. He does heal, but
he's out of mana.
He's going to be dying here. Multiple stuns.
Eventually.
Again. Yeah, it's going to take him a while, but he'll drop. I was waiting for him to Q and just, you know, get 1,000 health back, and we'll go, okay, eventually. Okay,
yeah,
eventually.
No, absolutely no mana for that man, so a little bit sad for him there.
He was only about 5 mana off, though. That's unfortunate.
Oh, Leona's just dead.
Yeah, Leona is stepping way too
Oh, she has
far
flash.
Does flash the wall, but so low.
Zillion and Darius have TP when they spawn.
Yeah,
even if the enemy team takes Baron,
There are 2 wards in that pit. They can TP to either one. As the Jarvan goes in, he steals the Baron! Jarvan with the Baron steal as the fight breaks out. Jarvan going to be the sacrifice here as he is impaled by the Skarner, and Solbert does pick up that kill. Meanwhile, the Camille. Oh no! Not enough to save.
Oh no!
Washed up Riven. Aardpark trying to avenge his ADC, but it will not be so. He will not be able to do it. Unfortunate for Aardpark there. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, trying to clear out the super minions.
Yeah, they do get the Baron steal, but it is only on the Nautilus, so they'll only be able to put it on one of those lanes, which is still pretty damn good. And not to mention, it just denies it from Mose, so it's still a pretty crucial steal there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is better, though, than giving it to Mose, who is close enough in gold that with a Baron, they could mount enough of a counter push to start getting back into this game. So definitely making sure that they can't do that is fairly critical. As the bottom turret will fall, that Baroned up cannon minion doing the Lord's work, moreover doing RCF's work. The Lord Nautilus's work, how's that?
There we go, yeah. Do you remember Banner? Banner of Command?
Banner of Command plus a Baron cannon minion.
Oh man.
6 shots before a turret died.
That was insanity.
The reason why 5 champions all took minion dematerializer.
Yep. Support's literally running minion dematerializer and not using it the entire game so that they could save it for the big cannon minions.
The Baroned up Banner of Command and cannon minions. Meanwhile, though, RCF is sieging up this bottom lane with 4 while Darius is splitting top. Nobody is responding to this Darius. He's going to get this top lane turret, which is just going to be more gold in their pockets, which they're perfectly fine with. Skarner does pop the Predator to get them to back off, but Darius drops the turret. Camille looks to try and stop this Darius's push, but yeah, I don't know if this is actually a fight that you want. Oh, misses the E. It's gonna be good enough.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to land that E, to be honest.
Well, the Darius? I think the Darius wanted to land that E. I think.
I meant the Camille.
Oh yeah, no, the Camille missing that E was good. The Darius missing that E feels bad for him.
Yeah, no, Darius always wants to land his E, of course.
Yes, except when he doesn't, because if he plays.
Yeah, unless he's pulling in a very fed Fiora into him or something.
True. Though meanwhile, this bottom inhibitor turret is getting lower and lower and lower, and this Darius is here. He does now pull in Washed Up Riven, this Darius. The bottom lane turret is destroyed. They are now sieging this inhibitor. As
he gets the ult off.
He'll be ulting, he'll be rezzing. We do see the Nautilus ult coming down. Kaisa is going to dive. The Jarvan diving, popping his Gargoyle Stone Plate. And the Leona, so far, the only person to drop this fight. Everybody's so tanky. Oh, Dallas takes down Aardvark. Gets that Zilean on the back half, but objective secured. The inhibitor was picked up.
Meanwhile, Washed Up Riven and Royal Moon were fighting, and they're both at about 1/3 HP.
Yeah, Washed Up Riven, though, on the wrong side.
Yeah, a little bit. But he is Camille.
He's going to try to run away.
Well, Skarner pincering them here.
Skarner's going to pop his Predator. He's going to look for this Kaisa. He hasn't found it yet. He's stunning up the Nautilus. The Nautilus is going to drop. However, the Darius is going to pick up the Skarner. The Camille trying to do some damage here. Has 5 procs. Darius going to ult. That's a shutdown. Darius flash across the wall, but he gets 5. He gets the triple kill on the Kog'Maw. He has just reset City. He gets the quadra kill.
That's level 16 Darius, dude. That ult does about 1,000 damage.
Ults on ults on ults. And also those auto attacks. Oh, those single autos to get those 5 procs are the real MVP.
Yeah, he doesn't even have Triforce, which is when the single auto really chunks.
Between each kill, he was at less than 100 health from each kill to the point of killing them and Triumph proccing.
Yeah, thank you Triumph and thank you Darius Q.
Indeed, as the Leona tries to save the game, but that was the last fight.
Is that a pentakill?
And Darius kills no, because unfortunately it was delayed.
Unofficial.
Skarner attempts to pull him in, but it doesn't happen. RCF, in a much closer game than the other two, but still dominant fashion, take this series 2-1.
Yeah. Washed Up Riven kind of getting slammed in that mid lane by the Zilean. Zilean gets an early lead and never lets go, and then obviously he's just more useful in a team fight than a Camille from behind because Zilean brings a lot of utility along with his damage.
Yeah, Camille really not the world's best solo laner right now. Really not the world's best jungler right now. I mean, does it have its place? Yes. Is it struggling right now to find it? Also a yes. The Kog'Maw, also kind of a weird pick for me. Honestly, the draft out of Moe's was just weird for
Questionable every single game. I agree.
Yeah. They found a way to make it work in game 2, and they did play enough of their strongest champions that they just won off of pure comfort and pure just individual skill with their comfortable champions. But game 3 was not a return to that form, and it was just a weird draft, and I think they ended up paying the price in the end because, I mean, RCF just went back to what works. They went back to basic. They brought back their Darius that did so well for them in game 1. It did well here again. They cleaned up what they were doing with the Jarvan, worked well there. They brought back the Nautilus, that continued to do well. I mean, it just, they Salty ran back a lot of things that we said that could have been done better. And then they also brought in the picks that had succeeded so hard in game 1. So definitely a very solid series out of RCF.
Yeah, 2-1 from RCF. Moe's made it close, but all 3 victories in that series actually were pretty damn convincing from beginning to end. Some were maybe, a little bit slower than you'd like to see, but it was pretty much no doubt at a certain point that, what team was going to win that game.
Yep, and although Heimerdinger seeing more play in the meta, He's right now played at ADC, so it
Yeah,
it
a nice
was
little
a
flex
dog year
pick.
out of Dallas, though. I mean, Dallas in that game was the least terrible player as far
He was the best
as far
performer.
as
Yeah.
mispositioning goes. As far as overall skill on the champion, definitely more practice is needed with this Heimerdinger pick for him.
Yeah, the problem with Heimer is he's strong if you know how to play him, but not that many
Hardest
people
part
know how
is
to play him.
where. That's the hardest part about Heimerdinger. Which ult do I use where? And
Yeah.
how do I position in a fight?
Do I use my ult, and how do I use my ult?
So that being said, I think that's just about going to do it from us. Congratulations to RCF. Commiserations to Moe's, and hope that they're able to pick up some more wins in the future here. I have been XLeft, and I have been joined by my streaming partner. Have a good night, y'all.